sure you all recall. And I believe we left off after, in an effort to learn how to care for the bird better, you all visited a poultry shop. After you returning from the poultry shop near Red Larch, or I think in Red Larch actually, yeah, uh, you spotted your everyone's moon elf buddy, Holofarin, speaking to a cloaked figure who he identified as one of the wardens. That's apparently after the druids in this area, and suggested that you all follow him. You camped with the aid of a tiny hut a bit north of Red Larch, sort of on the edge of the woods, the edge of Crypt Garden Forest, and that's where we are now. So, uh, you all wanting to get up earlier, right before dawn, or right when dawn hits, or did you have a particular time? Because I think it was sort of an early night whenever it was called last session in universe. I mean, so
I mean, if that was the case, I'm assuming we're getting like an early start to try to catch up or
all
try to
right,
find them.
yeah. So you end up all more or less waking up just right before dawn, and by the time you wake up, Holofarn is already repairing his equipment. He doesn't wear a whole much in the way of gear, but he has a few things here and there, a magical focus here, a ring or two there, things like that. And he seems to have been the first awake. Well, aside from Aaron, probably he usually meditates most of the time. And upon awaken, he sort of waves a hand and asks if you plan to start with divination or tracking, because well, he's not very experienced in the latter.
I'm sorry, what was that?
So whenever you wake up, Holofarn is he's sort of getting the last bit of magical gear he has in order, and he waves at you and says, "Well, that your avian friend here." He gestures to the phoenix. Uh, you seem to have kept him mostly under control. It doesn't seem any forest fires have started. That's good. It was a bit of a thorn in the party side, I think, a point of contention, but well, it's no big deal, right? And of course, the Phoenix is still sort of he's rowdy, but it's more or less under control right now. And he says, or Holofarn rather says, "Now I'm not very experienced in tracking, at least not in a place like this, but could use a bit of divination. Trust one of you has a plan for locating this warden, or, well, hopefully we can locate our friend before they do."
Well, we kind of know where the druids are, but we don't exactly know where they.
It is a large forest.
So, I mean, can you help us? So, should we just try to figure it out?
Well, I could potentially locate the warden tracking them. Perhaps they would have a better idea, but to locate them directly, there is a way, but it requires a component that I unfortunately don't exactly have my hands on at the moment.
What would that be exactly?
Well, how familiar are you with Mistra, mother of all magic?
I don't think I know who that is. Do I know who that is?
Religion check.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, you know a bit. You know that Mistra, she's also known as the mother of all magic. She's a powerful deity, a greater deity, in fact, and she's the current incarnation of goddess of magic. Uh, you know that a lot of bards, for example, tend to. It's not just wizards, but lots of bards tend to sort of adhere to Mistra's general persuasion. It's, after all, a handy connection to have, and just about every archmage around, archwizard, has had some sort of, not necessarily worship, but some sort of reverence for Mistra. She's very, very
Okay.
popular with. Do you know? Oh, I guess this would be a better question. Soren knows. Um, so Soren would likely know from his information gathering. Aaron might not know as much. He's not as familiar, but uh, especially after the sort of political change following the war, there are some mm, pretty strict regulations involving magic within a lot of the cities along the Sword Coast, and a lot of times symbols of mistress show up around areas like that. Uh, in fact, Mistress Champion is known as a magister, and the different orders around will often call themselves magisters or have a rank of magister. So you know that oftentimes, whenever there's sort of magical law enforcement, Mister tends to show up. Aaron, you probably know the majority of that, save for the last part. She's one of the more popular deities, so
What about her?
well, I think given the time and the ingredients, I could believe I could ask her a question or two, but she can be picky. You know how it is.
I don't. I don't talk to gods on a regular basis. That's something
Really,
that
you
people do.
strike me as a. Nah, never mind.
No. What was that supposed to be? What are you trying to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say you strike me as a rather. Hmm, I don't know. There's a sort of energy about you. Maybe are you a monastic? Maybe a clergy.
Eh? Oh, my
Not a priest
mother's.
then.
Well, are you? My mother's a god,
Ah,
kind
yeah.
of.
He sort of looks around to gauge the general response to that, and
I forget if we know this or not.
Yeah,
If you've
I
ever-
told you. You got whether you guys were paying attention or not is up to you.
Yeah,
He
the
said
question
it.
is whether or not we believe you.
yeah, because Holofarnus seems skeptical.
Yeah. Goddess? What?
I believe I told you this before.
Maybe not. Maybe you mentioned it, but we didn't pursue the question further.
Or you didn't pay attention like you normally do.
Yes, sometimes that happens. If the situation deemed it not noticeable,
We were on a
maybe
boat and talking,
this.
and you just ignored it.
I'm paying attention now. So
Do you even
what
know
the
my mother's
fuck?
name? Do you even know my mother's name?
Do I have it written down? I'm trying to find it.
If you can pronounce it, probably not.
Nope. Probably not.
Yeah. So yeah. So Aaron just doesn't say anything else about it. Just kind of goes, "Let's go."
Please elaborate a little bit more.
Why would I repeat myself? You clearly weren't paying attention the first time.
You know, we often find ourselves in strange
Let's
situations
go.
and don't know how to continue. All right, this better not bite me in the ass.
Regardless, what you're trying to ask the goddess question.
Yes, but need an offering, and she's not exactly interested in much besides magic, so
Well, it sounds like something from Soren or Lawrence.
I don't have any. What, like magic objects, like magical objects, or just pure energy?
Objects are easier, but I suppose if it was powerful enough, then raw energy could be used.
I could sacrifice a little bit of energy.
As you say that, he gets in the spirit bomb pose.
Very well then. Wait. What about that? And he points to your amulet, Soren.
No. This you cannot have.
Not even borrow it.
It's not really up to me. There's a greater entity at play.
Well, in that case, and he moves to draw out what looks like a sort of circle, and he places various objects around to create this circle. And after a few minutes of setting this up, he kind of waves you over, Soren, and asks, "So, just how powerful are you when it comes to magic?"
I don't know. What is that kind of question is that? I can do some things, and some things I can't.
I feel like it's a fair question. How fucking powerful are you?
Well, I can fire off certain blasts without expending too much energy for an infinite amount of time. It's force energy, though.
While this is happening, he just sees Fang messing with the water to help cook the food better with his shape water.
He just shakes his head at that and says, "Well,
On a
it's
scale of
pity,
1 to 9,
but
how would you rate your spellcasting ability?
I'd rate it a 3 on that scale.
Wow, you suck.
In that case, I
How do you
hope
only
I'll
have
get
level 3 spells?
I hope I'll get rewarded at the end of this. I hope we'll stumble upon some treasure. This wasn't cheap." And you see him take off a ring, and it kind of just thrums with this invisible magic energy. Is this Necro's Morse code?
Apparently.
What the fuck is that noise?
Oh, you're a Hexblade. I thought you were a bard.
I'm both.
Wow, you suck. You're
Guys, can actually hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Been talking for a while, but I guess nobody listens.
Yeah,
No, we
we
couldn't
only just
hear
heard
you
you when you
until
started
just
tapping.
now.
Yeah, so sorry if you said anything then.
I was asking how strong does a magic item has to be?
Not very strong, it just has to have some sort of material value.
Do I get it back?
Not quite, it disintegrates.
And how powerful does the energy needs to be?
Not very, just powerful enough to register as magical. I'd say, for example, what are those potions? You know, the ones where you can breathe fire, the ones that mend your wounds, those sorts of things. I imagine they would work.
Aaron will open the bag of holding and start looking through it.
Don't we just have potions of healing on us?
Yup. And we have lots of those too.
We also have a potion of clairvoyance.
And I could shoot off a 5th level spell too.
I forgot what that potion does.
So apparently, you create an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to you. Oh, so that doesn't help. But basically, you can choose to see or hear what's happening through that location.
Yeah, up to a range of 1 mile. Basically, clairvoyance, you create a sort of surveillance camera.
But I don't think we know this area, so I don't think we could like put it out to try to find the druids.
Yeah, you have to have visited or seen it before.
Yeah, I don't think it's useful right now, but it's pretty good.
Holofarin, he asks you.
For the sake of bullshit, would Fang have entered this forest during the war? Or is this too far east?
Let me look at this. I mean, this is a reasonable place to enter. I guess.
Should I roll for it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just roll a D100.
$36.
So he didn't enter this particular forest. He kind of skirted around it. He probably had some skirmishes up in the hills around Tribor, but he never directly went deep enough into the Crypt Garden Forest and doesn't necessarily remember a place specific, or at least on passing through the forest, he doesn't remember any sites specific enough for clairvoyance.
Damn.
Holofarin, he points at you, Lawrence, and says, "You are an alchemist, are you not? I thought I saw some supplies of yours."
Sorry, can you repeat that?
He asks, the elf, the moon elf wizard asks Lawrence, "You're an alchemist, are you not? I thought I saw some supplies of yours."
Yeah.
In that case, you think you could whip something up for me? Could be used for this and wouldn't cost us very much.
What do you have in mind?
Well, he reaches into a pouch on his side and digs around for a few things. And he pulls out a vial, and those of you that work with it are able to recognize this as fire salts from a fire elemental, like the one you gathered for Bellum's dinner at the time. He says, This is one of the more expensive ingredients to use for it, but not all too terrible. Do you think if you followed a bit of instruction, you could whip up a potion of fire breath? I think that would work handily for this spell."
I should, with proper directions.
In that case, let's get started. And he gathers a few other basic ingredients and things, and essentially he's attempting to assist you on an alchemy check. So,
What attribute?
um, say it's wisdom, because you're not necessarily dealing with the recipe right now. You're more dealing with the proper application of the supplies and things.
With advantage, correct?
Uh, Normally you would have disadvantage for not knowing the recipe, so it'll just be a regular roll. All right, yeah, that'll do. It's not the strongest potion ever, but it's enough. It's sort of for your first time. It works well enough, and for the purpose of this, he says that it should be valuable enough. Just probably wouldn't want to sell it on shelves. Someone might feel a little miffed if they bought that. He thanks you though, and since you were able to succeed, uh, you can mark down or just keep a mental note that Lawrence now knows how to make potions of fire breath. And if you don't know what those do, because I don't think they're in the
Holy
compendium, I will post what they do. It's uncommon, and that's what it does.
That's freaking strong.
Yep.
What's that?
It's a potion of fire breath. I just posted the description of what it does in the chat. Lawrence was able to make a kind of, it's a slightly weaker version than average, but works well enough for the purpose of an offering for this spell, since it's pretty explicitly magical over just a healing potion. And he now knows a recipe to make it. So he takes it and he gets in the middle of the circle. He lights some incense and spends 10 minutes going through different motions. And in fact, you realize, you kind of spot, looking at it a bit more closely, at some point during it, he actually pulls out what looks like some sort of scroll. And you realize that he is not casting this from memory, but he is in fact using someone else's knowledge for this. But he's able to cast it, and he sort of glances back at the party and asks if there's anything specific you would rather him say, because there is one question that he gets, assuming that this worked. If not, he's just gonna ask about the location of Barn Greenbottle.
Yeah, I mean that's not the
pretty
best.
much what we want, right?
Yeah, just if you all wanted it phrased a certain way, because, well, now they can be. So he asks, and nothing seems to happen for the better part of a minute. And finally, after almost a minute and a half into waiting, you hear in this sort of, it's a smooth voice, but it's sort of got the same tone as a wizened an older lady to it, and you hear in this feminine voice, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Clogeliamatar. And that's it. After
Alright.
that, the lights are snuffed on the incense, and the magic fades from the area, and you see the bottle that the potion was in, along with the potion itself, seems to have just disappeared.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. It just sounded like a name.
Yep. Clogelia matter is what was said.
Does anyone know what that is?
History check.
Is that his girlfriend? His druid girlfriend?
I think I know.
Okay, so Soren and Lawrence, you have read about this. Are you somehow getting advantage on that, Aaron, or did you just leave your advantage roll on? You just have it.
I just think my advance roll on.
Okay. So you all know something. Soren and Lawrence, you've read about a historical account of this. Fang, you actually remember not reading about this, but you remember hearing about this. Slow Clogelia Matter was a green dragon who, at some point in the past, tried to. He ran a criminal gang and tried to influence politics in the northern Sword Coast, Waterdeep and Neverwinter specifically. He had a lair somewhere within the Crypt Garden Forest, and at some point, people went in and recovered a mask from it, a dragon mask. Where the exact location of this lair is kind of, it's somewhat unknown, but generally the common belief is that it is pretty close to the central part of the forest where it leads up into the mountain. At least that's what the legend says. If you look, I guess, on the map, right where it says crypt, where it leads up in the mountain there and the forest kind of thins out, yeah, that's about where you would reckon it would be. Fang, you specifically remember hearing about it on deployment. They were kind of passed around within your troop, tales of it.
You know, thinking back, we probably should have asked what is the quickest way to that guy.
Where, where's the exact location of such and such?
Well, we got the location. We just don't know how to get there. Yeah. Hindsight.
Well, that's how it goes. He kind of sighs and says, "Do you all know the name, or do we have to go through history?"
It was a dragon, or is. I don't remember if it was ever dealt with.
So there's a dragon involved now.
And we have to go into its lair. Frank just
And where's its lair?
Well, I need to roll for him.
If the legends are true, where the forest meets the mountains.
Would the druids know?
I don't know.
I suppose they likely would.
Should we go ask the druids?
Wouldn't be a horrible idea.
For all we know, we'll
Soren,
run across them.
there's an extra bit of information, Fang. now that you mentioned that thing, there is an extra bit of information I should mention that Soren would know. Whether Clegia matter was ever dealt with specifically, it's generally accepted that she probably was. That's just a general assumption because she was caught up in business with a dragon cult some time ago before your all's lifetimes, and presumably she was dealt with by the same heroes that dealt with that cult. You don't know that for certain, however. What you do know, Soren, from history, is that this cult specifically offered her to become a Dracolich.
Oh, fuck off. Not just a dragon, a Dracolich.
So I'll relay that's what they're trying to do.
Cool.
Or did
So are you gonna kill it or what?
Ancient past.
We have to not let that happen.
Yeah, so as far
This
as
happened
yeah,
all before
basically,
our lifetime.
yeah, so as far as you understand, basically around about a century and a half ago, this cult of the dragon popped back up and offered for Clegia Matter to become a Dracolich. You don't know much about this dragon beyond that, and their ultimate fate is unknown. The cult was put down, or at least weakened enough that they are gone now currently and haven't showed back up in quite some time. And presumably she was dealt with by the same heroes that did that.
So either we go in this cave and we talk to a dragon, or we go in this cave and kill a Draco, whatever a Dracolich is.
It's
Either
a
way, let's
undead
go.
dragon that whole... Actually, Fang probably wouldn't know that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
shut up.
you would probably maybe know legends or something, but nothing more than essentially campfire
Wait,
tales.
why do we have to go to the cave? Is that where the druids are?
That's where
That's
the
where the
guy
dude-
we're looking for is, according to the god of magic.
That's so insane. That seems crazy. Why would he be there with the
That's a very good
dragon
question.
lair?
Who
We
knows?
should probably find
Maybe we
out.
go there and find out. Jinx, you owe me a soda. Or an ale. In this case.
All
Cook
right.
you a pie.
So, what I guess is the move now that we know what we're maybe dealing with?
It's kind of the same. We go into the forest, except we head towards the mountains.
When have we ever known what we were dealing with?
Yeah. Wait, I forget. How big is the phoenix again? I thought you said it grew. Or was that a joke?
Right now, when it first hatched, it was probably near in the size of, say, a full-grown hen. You kind of were on and off sleeping because it was keeping you up. But when you awoke in the morning, it's now slightly larger than your average rooster.
Jesus Christ. All right. So,
Hey, you're getting bigger. I say I'm primordial to the thing.
It just kind of squawks.
Come on. Let's go find something to eat and kill. Preferably in a different order.
All right. Well, Holofarn gathers his things again. He kind of snuffs out the circle. He deliberately makes sure to run his foot over one part of the circle to break the circle, and you all feel energy kind of leave the air as he does so. And he says, "You know, perhaps we could be smart about this. There's a good chance that something not quite nice is lurking around that lair. And if that's the case, are any of you good at scouting?
I'm good at punching things and being stealth.
So if I were to say, cause you to become invisible, would you be willing to check things out for us once we arrive, assuming we can find this lair?
Sure.
Perfect. Let's get going.
Let it
Fang
be,
makes sure he doesn't try to kill her.
let it be known that while we're walking, Fang is using assortments of food to try to teach the Phoenix things.
Or like tricks or something, or like positive reinforcement, positive negative reinforcement.
Like trying to not domesticate it, because I know it's sentient in a way. I want to do animal handlings is what I effectively want to do.
Okay, I see. You're trying to
I'll help
essentially
him.
get it to recognize patterns and things.
Yeah.
Um,
And recognize
Yeah, I'll
us
help
as
him.
friends.
okay, then yeah, make animal handling with assistance, Aaron, and we'll be helping you.
Yay.
Wow.
Ooh, not as good as the first time.
So you don't do a horrible job. In fact, you seem to be making really, really good progress. Pretty much all your patterns are quickly recognized, and you're able to get the uh, Phoenix to more or less adapt to all your different, not orders, but all your different
Mannerisms?
suggestions. Yeah, your mannerisms, things like that. And things are going well until at one point you sort of fumble a bit of your food. Right after the Phoenix stumbles, I guess, a bit as it's moving along. And unfortunately, it seems to pick up the idea that the more it stumbles around, the more food it'll get in comparison to what it was getting before. And so you promptly get a red hot Phoenix sort of brushing against your leg in an effort to
Trip
coax
me
more
up.
food from you. Yeah, so you spend a good amount of time trying to just work that habit out, and so unfortunately, you're not able to really teach it much in the end.
Can I try to break into that habit while we're walking along?
Like how many animal handling checks do we get in this journey?
I'll say with your success, you're able to more or less break that habit. But it just meant that in the end, you didn't teach it
It did
very
not
much.
progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's weak, it's just essentially not attacking us.
Yeah. Right now, it's still a bit rebellious, but it's more or less in line. You don't think it's going to cause too much trouble for you. Well, relatively in comparison to most Phoenix encounters you've had. Okay,
Cool.
so so you all eventually make your way over toward where the mountain meets the forest, and I'm gonna have, I guess, which one of you is taking point?
Either Aaron or Fang, I'm guessing. I guess I'll do it.
Okay,
With my
so
perception of umpteen thousand.
in that case, I'll need a survival check first.
Oh shit! You tricked me.
I did. Okay, so you're able to
God damn.
make your way through without getting lost at all. It's foreign in a lot of ways, but
Forest or forest.
some of the it's old, very old, and strangely, some of the mangled and twisted trees are not unlike some of the ones you've seen at home. I guess dead trees are the same everywhere, and most of the common pitfalls to avoid. Literally, in some cases, at one point, the phoenix was about to stumble onto a pit covered by a pile of leaves, and you're able to guide it out of the way. And you, in fact, stumble upon a nice little stream with lots of berries, and you're all able to get some food on the way.
I look at the phoenix. Do you even drink water?
It kind of wallows over to it, and as soon as it does, the water begins to evaporate as it essentially turns into steam.
That's a no.
And you all are able to get kind of rested up, get a bit of a break and a good meal to start your day, since now it's sun has risen. Now I'll have you make a perception check. So,
Shit, damn, boy.
Mr. Plus 12, while you and the party are hanging around at the stream, getting a breather, taking a breather, you spot some movement off in the distance, and you've spotted movement the whole way through, but it's just been your average animals and different things like that. This one seems too deliberate and too smooth to be any animal that you've seen so far. I mean, unless it really just isn't startled by your very loud presence. It's about somewhere around 25 or 30 feet away from the party.
I kind of go, be ready, there's something hiding from us. And I get ready to just like pounce at it. I mean, like, if something is around us, I'm getting ready to like if I see it moving towards us, just go at it.
Okay, so you're like basically ready in action to.
Yep.
Okay. Holofarin, you see him. He has his staff in his hand, but he doesn't actually reach for his staff to ready anything. He just kind of uses it to lean on. You see him reach into a pouch on his side to begin to prepare. And you presume it's some sort of focus for him. And after a few moments, the rustling continues, and a rabbit comes out of the bushes, all black.
In the middle of summer or winter, winterish.
Yeah, it's getting to winter.
I go, that's not normal. And that's not. I look at the others. Yeah, that's not normal. That thing shouldn't be black in the during this time of year.
It hops around and it stares at you for an oddly long time.
The fuck are you looking at? I say in Sylvan.
Probably be a druid.
I'm sorry, Elvish. I don't speak Sylvan. Apparently, same thing.
No response. It just kind of continues to stare at you, and it seems to be making eye contact with you, Aaron.
I start walking over to it.
It begins to back away, and it doesn't hop away like most rabbits would do. It almost waddles a bit before it begins to turn.
But it's not running from me. It's just kind of backing away from me.
It seems like it's about to spring off, but not quite.
Oh, hey, little guy, what are you doing out here? In the cold with your black fur.
And about this point, give me an insight check.
Oh no, I don't have a plus anything in insight. Oh no, that's not true. 24.
Wow, you have a plus 8. What do you mean plus anything?
I was looking at the other ones.
Stats.
I was looking at the other ones. I just had 0, 0, 0. So I'm like, oh crap. Expertise, sir. Actually, that's not. I just have a +4 in wisdom because I'm a monk. What do you think?
Yep. So you see an oddly, I guess an oddly lucid expression or look flash through its eyes before it begins to bolt off back to where from where it came.
I dart after it. I threw it and just run after it.
Give me athletics.
Trying to outrun a rabbit.
I'm pretty sure I can. My movement speed is 45 normally.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it goes to spring off, and you spring off after it, and you actually end up in front of it because you expected it to go a lot faster. And so you turn, and you see it's kind of jump toward you. Yeah, and it goes to jump out of its reach, and you kind of just basically flash step in front of it, and it starts jumping toward you.
I go, what? I try to grab it.
Sleight of hand.
Oh,
all these skill checks in a row.
We're hunting rabbits.
Setting you up for failure with all these skill checks in a row.
Yeah, I know, right? Yep, there it is.
Would that be sleight of hand?
Yeah, I thought it would be another legs, but okay.
Well, to catch it.
Well, I thought it would be like a grapple check or something. It's jumping at me.
Yeah, wouldn't it be his?
That's true enough. It is a creature, actually. Yeah, it is a creature. I think it would be fair to call it an athletic. Yeah, we'll go with that. I think you're right. I think
oh my
right
god,
this is for a grapple.
There's a nat 20 on the other side.
So
you can literally
you go to grab the rabbit, and you feel something strange on your head, and you realize you have a wide brim hat. And about that time, you drop the rabbit into a pile driver, and just murder it on the spot.
RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that was a tombstone pile driver. Jesus Christ.
In all seriousness, though, the rabbit jumps, and you just kind of hold your hands out, and effortlessly it slides into your hands, and you just have a hold on it.
I go, so you want to change back now?
It has another oddly lucid expression, and it seems incredibly fearful, though not in the way you've seen skittish animals before. It's like it's experienced true terror.
Oh, yes, I'm very fast. I understand. It's very frightening. I'm not trying to hurt you. Although this does seem like I'm trying to hurt. Look, I'm not good at the whole. We're gonna go talk to my friends. he just starts walking back to the group.
Meanwhile,
the phoenix spots it.
No.
And
no.
Seems very curious, but at you shooting it away, it doesn't try anything.
Fang will do whatever it takes to make sure the phoenix does not try to eat the rabbit.
So, the rabbit at this point, Aaron, it seems a bit less skittish, but it's not trying to swarm away from you out of fear anymore, from what you can tell, but it is trying to get out of your grasp for whatever reason.
Hey, use your words. Use your words.
It seems, whenever you say that, it seems to strain more.
Oh my god, will you stop? What are you doing? I gently set it on the ground, like ready to grab it if it tries to pounce again.
It immediately
so
bolts
just tell
toward.
It we're looking for someone.
It bolts.
It bolts toward. It bolts toward Lawrence in particular.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
I'm charging at Lawrence too.
Wait, we're looking for our gnome friend. He was a gnome, right?
I'm gonna watch, see what happens when it goes towards Lawrence.
Friend.
And Lawrence, I have a question. How do you?
Can I mage hand it and try to pick it up?
It's less than 10 pounds from what you can tell. It's a small rabbit, so you could try it. Lawrence, do you show any of your? I think I probably asked this before, but it was a long time ago. Do you display any of your alchemical possessions outwardly, or do you just keep them in a pack?
Yeah, keep them in a pack.
Okay. Do you have any? What about your mace? Do you keep that on your side at all times, or do you just kind of keep it on your pack when it's down, or when you're not using it, or what?
Keep it on my belt.
Okay. It specifically jumps toward that mace.
It's trying to kill itself. Kill it
The holy
before it can kill
mace.
itself.
Can I just sidestep to avoid it?
Yeah, I guess dexterity save, buddy, to see if you can avoid the oncoming rabbit.
Dodge.
It promptly bashes its head on the mace. Not super hard,
Jesus Christ.
but hard enough to kind of give it a stir. And
I just kind of
it
sit there.
kind of
Like,
looks
what
at
the
you expectantly, and then looks at the mace again.
You
Lawrence,
what?
does your mace do anything special?
I think it's polymorphed.
Oh. Well, dispel magic or something. That's what you people do, isn't it? Cancel magic.
That is something I do not have.
I mean, I kind of crack my knuckles. I mean, if it's polymorph, I can dispel it pretty quickly. It's gonna hurt like a bitch, but I can do it.
I take a swing at it.
As soon as the swing is about to connect with the rabbit, there's a huge puff of smoke. And it just absolutely fills the area where the rabbit was and all around it for probably 10 feet, 15 feet around. It's just suddenly this thick smoke and fog.
Can I use my?
Oh, what is it?
I was just thinking, should I use flurry of blows to like blow the smoke away?
You're just gonna aura the smoke.
You
You know what? Roll me an attack roll.
And he knocked somebody out.
You can't get all of it away, but you kind of just jokingly you throw a jab and you're like, hey, that worked well enough. And so you do your JoJo punches, and eventually it clears enough away that you can see your immediate surroundings. It's really just the same thing as fanning, but of course you had to get a special effect in there. So, and finally it clears, and sitting where the rabbit once was, you see what looks like a younger half-orc gentleman, and he seems to be rubbing at his head furiously.
Dude, do you not know? I look at Lawrence. You don't hit him that hard. It's just you just break the polymorph. Couldn't you just broken the spell without bashing him in the head?
I never made contact.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just basically as soon as it started to connect. I guess as soon as it began to hurt the form, it dissipated.
Yeah.
Rabbits don't have a lot of health.
It is
So
a
he just
rabbit.
so did he bash him in the head?
I'd say bashing his own head probably added to the situation. But he continues holding his forehead, but he stops scrubbing it with his palm.
See,
And
was that so hard?
he says in this gruff voice, you know, I jumped over to you because you seemed like the gentle person in the group.
I was.
Not you.
I'm just not going to attack a rabbit out of nowhere.
You're not supposed to move that fast.
Oh,
The idea was to get away.
yeah, that's
Thought
not
you
a
were
good
like
idea.
the last group.
I'm like the wind, man. You can't get away from me.
What last group?
I guess that
Those
is the more
wardens
important
came
part.
through again, except this time they actually managed to get their hands on me. It's twisted what they do. You all know of them, right?
Yeah, heard
Yeah,
of
we
them.
know them.
Kind of assholes.
Yeah, that's the truth. Well, in case you don't know their operating procedure, what they do when they come through looking for druids is they forcibly Well, the lucky ones, anyway. They forcibly polymorph them, and it's less suspicious to take them back as animals in cages, you know. Of course, it's not all. There was another druid that they did something twisted and locked him into his wild shape. We haven't seen him in a couple months. We've looked, but we don't even know
So
if he's
what
sane
you're
anymore.
saying is we should kill them all.
Well, I wouldn't fight you if you did. He kind of extends a hand for a shake, his other hand still on his forehead.
I'll shake his hand.
Name's Grubosh.
I am Aaron. These are the assholes.
I don't know who you are. He looks at you, Lawrence, but he says, even if it hurt, thanks for the mace treatment. I wasn't looking forward to waiting for some wolf to come by and
I hand him a packet of painkiller.
you do what?
So
I pretty much give him an aspirin.
so
He
Aaron
takes
pulls this out and starts loading it since like, well, got to kill some people now.
it. It's loaded with one point. He finally stands up, and you realize that somehow or another he has a gnarled wooden staff that was just leaning against his shoulder whenever he came back into his form, and he kind of leans on that and says, "Take it from your reactions. I'm the first one you've seen."
Yeah, we were wondering where the rest of the druids were, and one of our associates' friends, Halfling, was in love with a druid. I'm not good with names.
Whenever you say that, he gives you a really odd look, and you see the corner of his mouth kind of twitching.
What? What's that mean?
And eventually
him.
he shows some teeth, and he just lets out this, despite the situation he was just in, he lets out this not obnoxious, but I guess it's a half orc. He lets out this kind of belly laugh for a good 10 seconds, and eventually has to stop to catch his breath. And he says, well, I didn't think you were from the town. It's not it's not too often people from Red Larch come up to the forest looking like you all do, but to think you actually know that green bottle.
Oh,
You're
so
looking
you
for
know
the
him.
you're looking for the circle of dusk, I take it.
I was just looking for him. Looked like there was a scuffle in his house and some kind of
Scuffle.
blood. It wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, he's missing.
He kind of loses his humorous demeanor now, and he furrows his brows, and he says, That's odd. How do you all know Farin?"
I look back at the dude who's been bitching about the Firebird, which he has said nothing about, so I give him credit props for.
Yeah, Holofarin just pipes up and says, long story. Did he ever, by chance, tell you there's a genie in a bottle? Never mind. Anyway.
I'm sorry, what?
So, he's an old acquaintance. Business from time to time.
I swear to God, if this motherfucker actually has a genie in a bottle, I'm gonna flip my lid.
And Grubosh just shakes his head.
Three wishes.
Grubosh just shakes his head and says, well, I can tell you that the way he showed up here didn't look like he'd been in any scuffle. He was as usual. He came up here to see Tori and Torieth, that's her name.
Where did they go?
a nickname, and
Are we sure it was him? Is the question I guess I should be asking.
he says, "Of course." And then you see him; he goes silent, and he kind of furrows his brows again, and says, "How fresh was that scuffle?"
I look back couple of days when we found it.
Was the blood
that
still
about right?
fresh? We found blood, remember?
I think the blood was dry, but it wasn't human.
Yeah, it was dry, but it wasn't crusted over yet. It was dry, but it seemed like it had been recently dried.
But it wasn't
and
human
and
blood.
whatever it was, it didn't. That was one of the cues, is that it should have been way, way dried to the point of almost not even be able to recognize it at that point if it was regular human blood. But it stayed almost strangely liquid, despite its age.
And like when we found it was like a couple days old or so.
It's from what you could tell, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we found it, which was what 2-3 days ago from where we are right now. Week.
I want to say it's been at least 3 days since we started this journey.
So at least we took 3 days to get here, and before that it was still a couple days old. Weird thing is it didn't dry. It wasn't completely dry, but it didn't feel human. Or halfling in this case.
What was it then, you think?
Animal blood, which means that they may have attacked him and they may have turned him into an animal or something like that. If that's what they're doing, the wardens are doing. If this was the wardens.
Clues?
I jerked my thumb at the wizard. I forget what he is. That guy used
You think
spell.
He's a wizard? He's never said.
That guy used magic and found out that apparently he's in the dragon's lair in this forest.
Didn't think there were any dragons around here, but then again, I'm pretty.
The forest of what's her tits.
Oh yeah, by the way, I should have posted this for fun fact in case you guys want to write it down. This is how that dragon's name is spelled.
Jesus fucking Christ! I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. I say that.
I was close. I wrote it down on my own, and I thought, oh, I got
Clogliometer.
Yeah.
Oh, let me show you what I wrote.
Clogliometer. What?
Look, so
man.
We tell him that name.
Yeah, no, I'm not even doing it.
It says. Well, it sounds like a sci-fi thing. Like, oh man, this alien ship is made of cloglium matter.
Element. I didn't realize,
but he says,
sounds like a new science.
But Grubosh nods and he says, "Well, the old man talked about it, but never with the full name. I guess it have to be the same one, right? Dragon lives in a cave, keeps gold. They call him Clog.
Yeah,
I think they wrote a
wait, hold
book
on.
about him. Desolation of Clog.
What do you mean how do they talk about him? As in talking about oh, he just stays in the cave and we see him every now and again, or talking about like past, really, really old past tense?
But there's an old man in the cave. Is that what I heard?
No, the old man. He leads our circle. He
Can we meet him?
I don't know. We never went into the cave. He would just tell us, use it as a landmark.
I'm going to the cave. Where's the cave?
Not far from here, but you all weren't heading in the right direction.
Oh, sorry, we don't know this fucking forest. We were looking for you.
We're not really familiar with everything here.
Just how far away are you from?
Technically Waterdeep right now.
I'm from a different continent.
Nobody cares.
I'm gonna use stunning strike. No, I'm not.
Oh my god, Kendrick, we never decide where Fang was from.
It's on you, man.
Fuck.
Google says, well, we got something in common then. I'm from out east. Just got here not long ago and joined up with the circle. The politics aren't, politics they're never good, but as usual, they're stirring up trouble between us and Red Larch again, and I came out to make sure things were doing okay. Thought maybe I'd scare off the wardens a little early this time, and I slipped up. Anyway, you're wanting to get to the cave.
Yeah, no, it's getting worse.
Yeah. Well, all that aside, all politics and mage murdering aside, so we got a hint that that we were asking where he was, and it gave us that name, so we're assuming he's in that cave.
Really? That's
That's right. Is that right, Helen Prisoner?
they just called him Clog most of the time, but you Cloug, or she actually, from what I remember. Anyway,
I'm really hoping that your leader is talking in past tense.
Are you telling me that your leader might be a dragon?
Huh?
Why?
Doesn't look like it. He's
never mind. Let's go. Lead on.
Really, don't you investigator types usually have some kind of cryptic message?
The swallow flies south.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know. He says something about a cryptic message.
I was thinking more, and about this time, Holofarn produces the letter and hands it over, and he says, He kind of stiffs at it, pops it. He opens the letter and glances at it, the one you all took from Farron's shop. And he looks over it and seems to instantly recognize the script. And he nods and says, And he seems concerned at some point. And he folds it up and hands it back and says, well, this is troubling. According to this, Farron here was supposed to make a detour to pick up a gift from another circle, a staff. Should be doing that right about now, so unless he knows how to stop time, then I think you might be right in saying that it wasn't him that showed up. We best get moving.
Well, I take out the freaking weird looking revolver, put a giant bullet in it. Get him.
You have this Nerf gun?
This actual Nerf gun with a real bullet. It's like the opposite of the cricket. It's just.
Is Aaron the kind of guy that puts thumbtacks in his Nerf darts?
No. Why would you say that?
Okay, anyway, moving on.
Who does that? That's horrible.
Yeah, it is. He points you all in the basic direction, the general direction, and he starts moving. And doesn't take you all too long, maybe the better part of an hour. And eventually you come upon a clearing, and you can see off in the clearing what looks like a stone. Just you can see the mountains, and there's a hill that leads up to the nearest mountain peak, and the hill is just a completely solid stone face up to a cliff. It looks like it's been climbed many times in order to get up and begin the mountain trek. And he holds up a hand to halt you all and says, now's about a good time to poke around.
Now's not a good time, or now's the time to poke around?
Now's a good time.
So we're near the cave?
It's right there. And he points to the stone wall.
Cool. I look at him. Halam Sharal.
Holofarn.
Yeah, whatever. Like, so are you turning me invisible, or? Okay, then.
Yes, but there's something we'll have to do first. He
And what is that?
he reaches over and rather unceremoniously slaps you on the back of the shoulder, and you promptly become invisible along with anything you're wearing or carrying. He casts a greater invisibility on you.
Fucker, son of a bitch.
He says, "Sorry, can't do it from a range."
Greater invisibility?
It only lasts a minute.
It does last a minute, but he says you better get going.
Yep, I tap my phone on the ground twice and just take.
Okay, so give me a stealth check with advantage. Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And so, how are you trying to scout around? In other words, are you just generally trying to get a lookout, or are you trying to trace the area, trying to look for tracks, trying to look for disturbances, anything? What are you doing?
I'm gonna just look for disturbances. I'm gonna try to get whichever one allows me to use perception.
Yes, you're trying to get a general overview. Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
So, from what you can tell, you would have to look in more detail for things like tracks if you wanted to find out more. But from what you can tell, you notice little things out of place here and there. And the way it's arranged, it looks like people have been coming and going kind of irregularly for this area in the past couple of days. You don't know anything about the tracks without taking a closer look, but it's just the way that some things are disturbed and some things aren't, and the way that some things look like they've been worn down while others are just lightly shaken.
If
You
this
get
all
the
looks like
sense
it's
that
happened.
Yeah, you get the sense that someone, for example, might have established a camp or might have been running back and forth between here at different intervals randomly.
But this was all in the past couple of days.
From what
It
you can
seems
tell.
like.
Yeah, because it's not anything too major, but it's just like the leaves are falling now, and so things like there'll be a very large pile of leaves on one side, and the other one is clear, almost artificially clear, like someone swept it aside in
Can
order
I
to
look
clear a
inside
trail.
the cave?
You don't even see a cave entrance.
Huh.
But if you look at where Grubosh pointed to you, you notice that the stone face does kind of ripple a little bit. And upon closer inspection, there's a strange script on there.
Can I read it?
Do you by any chance know Draconic?
Fuck. No, I know primordial. That's the language of things. I go, shit balls. And I run back to the group.
Okay. With Aaron's speed, this probably happens. So he runs in, gets a general overview, takes a few seconds, then touches the stone wall and runs back. Maybe takes him about 20 seconds. 15, 20 seconds to get a general overlook and get back. You all don't see him, of course. You just see like leaves rustling barely, and you assume it's the breeze until an invisible guy says something.
So shit's some people look like they've been setting up a camp here. I was like, boo.
Oh, yeah, that was stupid. What did the old man say? Take it. I'm gonna roll for him.
Also, there's a draconic script on the wall. Or there's a script on the wall that I can't read.
Grubosh finally speaks up, and he says, kind of loud, like enough to make you cringe as you're sneaking, but then he whispers back to you, say, I hope your pronunciation is good. Say this. And he mutters out a couple of really strange sounding things. And if any of you know Draconic, you recognize what he says as some kind of, it's not very good because he obviously doesn't know it. He's repeating what he's heard from memory, but it's a Draconic phrase that literally means unlock. It's just a literal translation.
So it's open sesame.
Basically, yes.
I run back to the door and do my best to say it. I'm assuming I can even though I don't understand the language, I can probably get close, seeing as I'm pretty sure my word is the sound of the same grating
roll me
rocks.
Straight intelligence to see how good of a job you do, but it's pretty fresh.
Oh no.
And there's the karma.
So nothing happens, and you all stand there for watching for about another 10, 15 seconds, and you just keep repeating it over and over again, Aaron. And finally,
I run back, just run back.
Yeah.
It ain't working.
He says, he repeats it and says, "Try it again." And if
Run
you
back.
and whenever you run back, you're able to. You keep going and you get it wrong again until finally you get tongue tied and accidentally say the wrong thing, and you kind of subconsciously correct it in an effort to quit saying the wrong thing back to what it was, and you hear stone begin to shake. And
I just jump off to the side and hide in the bush.
and nothing happens. It just, you see the stone wall, kind of a portion of it cut out in a square, kind of move in a bit, and that's it.
Push it.
It opens like a door on a hinge.
Doors open. Let's go.
You're getting very suspicious of this magic caster now. Let it be known that Fang is keeping an eye on him.
I'm looking around for traps. Just if anything,
Okay, are you going
catches
in the
my
cave
eye.
at all beyond just
Yeah.
the entrance?
I kind of go, doors open, let's go. Because I'm sure at this point, there's been enough time for greater visibility to wear off.
Okay, so let me switch things over real quick. I need to set something up. And go ahead and give me another stealth check.
Ooh, yeah. Magic's worn off.
Natural one. Shit.
Oh, I must be lagging.
So you go to step into the cave, and a couple of old stones kind of slip under your foot, and they go rattling off into the cave, into a stream, and it echoes throughout the cave.
Oh, in for a penny, in for a pound. I just start walking down.
You said you're checking for traps?
Yep, just kind of looking around if anything catches me eye.
Okay, hang on.
I'm assuming at some point the rest of the group is coming down, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Totally.
we're staying a good 30 feet behind you.
Okay,
I don't
so
like it.
I'm going to switch over the map now. And Aaron, you're currently the only one in the cave.
Yep.
Do you see right here? It looks like kind of a opening in the wall with some loose stones there. Should be pinging it for you right now.
Yep.
That's where you'll be coming in.
Cool.
I think the group's gonna be 30 feet behind him, I think, is a good distance.
And give me an investigation.
Y'all a bunch of bitches.
Motherfucker, you're scouting. That's what the point of this is.
Why is it gotta be investigation?
You look around and you don't really see any places. You think you're pretty thorough. You don't see any places where there seem to be traps. It seems a bit too open.
Start
However, you
walking
do
ahead.
hear some stirring from up the stream, up this way.
Some stirring.
Yeah, like some movement, some sort of life, some disturbances.
I'm gonna run up to this part of the wall where that blocks the stream, blocks the stream, anything from the stream from seeing me. Kind of press up against it and look over and see what it is.
Okay, so which
spy
way?
tactics.
Are you looking up?
Yeah, I'm looking up towards this way, but I'm pressing up against the wall so it can't see me.
Okay.
It's just I'm in the wall. I'm
Can you
in
tell
the
me?
wall.
Can you double check how much of this is revealed to you? It should be up to like here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you get over that way, I'll reveal more. But
Yeah, I'll just keep moving up till I can make another stealth check and just press against the wall.
yeah,
I said press against the
now
wall.
make me
There we go.
another stealth check right there. That's the
Yay.
threshold.
Wow. That blew my little early.
You press up against the wall as well as you can, considering you just kind of panicked and tried to hide from your earlier failure of stealth. And I'm going to have you make 2 checks.
Mm-hmm.
First, an active perception. Let me. Okay. You're gonna get some information here in a second. But for some reason my Roll20 is acting up, so I need to reload. Can't really edit this sheet like I'm supposed to be able to. For some reason, when I click edit, it was closing it. So give me a second to deal with this. Okay, so you see whenever you look around the corner up to the stream here, several figures, and the majority of them seem to be
What do I
not
see?
human, but not not quite animal. At least not all of them. What you see is that, firstly, in the corner farthest from you, the cave wall kind of ends. And arranged under a tarp on wooden posts, you see an assortment of cages with small common animals in them, different birds, pigeons, weasels, rabbits, things like that. More disturbing, perhaps, is the strange semi-canine creature that you see. You see what looks like a red-scaled dog. And it has 2 really large, thin ears. And as you turn, you realize that what you thought were ears were spikes coming from its shoulders. And as it turns more, you realize that it wasn't in fact the spikes that you saw, but 2 tentacles sprouting from its back, which seem to possess flower-like mouths of their own. And
this place would be in it.
it's not anything you recognize, but I'm going to reveal a few things to you now.
Oh shit.
Oh boy, indeed.
You see this assortment of fellers.
Oh fuck me. That's
What a weird grouping.
yeah, that's not fun.
What the hell are those?
Well, I can tell you, this isn't a one-on. This isn't a
And
fight
what's
that
your
Aaron's
passive
looking.
perception, Aaron?
22.
Okay. In that case, you also see that blended into the cave wall and an assortment of different paints and things. There's a masked archer leaning on the tarp against the cave wall, watching.
Watching me?
No, they don't seem to have noticed you right now. But
Okay.
you notice that there's some movement in general around there, and they seem to be coming toward the stream after hearing the scrambling of stones.
I'm gonna go ahead and slink back and start looking at other parts of the cave,
Okay.
trying to see if there's anything else. Which I doubt there is, because I'm just gonna start slinking back towards the entrance.
All right. Are you saying like look over there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop you there because about there you see another figure, and you look and not quite in a cage, but in what seems to be a pit where maybe there was once some sort of body of water. You should be able to see that now.
Mm-hmm.
You see a familiar, well, not familiar to you, actually. That's not true. You see someone completely unfamiliar to you. An elvish woman with sort of strikingly dark black hair. It looks like from her general dress, she was some sort of. It seems like she knew the land well. This is something you might expect on a barbarian or a ranger or a druid of some sort. And she seems to be in a relatively weak state. There's nothing restraining her in this dried pool, if you will, but she's unconscious, or at least she's not stirring from what you can tell. And you just detect a general lack of life.
Like she's dead or just unconscious?
Like you would expect, from what you can tell, she's not dead from here. You have pretty keen eyes, but she's just not stirring like an unconscious person should stir, really. Not any of you've seen in any state before.
Can I try to make a medicine check to see, or just
if you want to sneak up, yeah, it would be another stealth check to do it undetected, and then it would be medicine.
Oh boy.
All right, yeah.
I'm knowing how far up I can get.
You can get up to her with the 24.
I'm just gonna kind of lean on the rock, just trying to stay hidden, and look over, make sure she's alive.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Damn it, Aaron.
I mean, you can tell she's alive, but you can't really tell the extent of her injuries, if any at all. You don't really see much physical struggle beyond a few bruises on her arms and knuckles, which are mostly covered by some gloves. Like, the general struggle. Looks like this person was in a fight.
Does Aaron have any of Lawrence's potions?
You should have like 5.
Yeah, he handed some out.
Cool. Aaron's not going in the pit because he doesn't trust the pit. Just gonna pop open one of those things, just gonna lean over and just. Does she have to drink this potion?
When you go to lean over, you're able to pass through. It's not like a barrier or anything, but you feel a sort of sickening turn to your stomach as you begin to press into the pool.
I pull back.
The sense of dread leaves slowly.
I go, wolf.
And it was strikingly cold whenever you did that. It felt like the temperature dropped to below 0 almost suddenly.
I kind of look at her and go, um, can I want to try to make an Arcana check, even though I know jack shit about magic.
I mean, you can give it a shot, but even if you
Yeah.
succeed, your information will probably be limited. But Aaron could try and, just from the experiences he's had since joining the party, try and get an idea.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you can't really tell much. You just know this probably isn't good.
Yeah, I don't want to be all the way in that pit. How far down is she from where I am on the rock?
Probably nearing 10 feet.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Can I use my soul knife ability to try to grapple her and pull her out of it?
You can try in this case. Try.
Yeah, you know which one I'm talking. The one where it doesn't use, where it allows me to grow my 30 feet.
Yeah, you can give it a shot in character.
All right, what do I do for that?
It would just be like activating it in combat.
Okay, just roll attack or something.
Yeah.
An athletics check.
Athletics would be appropriate. So you've grappled many people, and so you do the standard, but this time you try to reach out with your mystical arms. But as soon as your mystical arm reaches the threshold, you see your usual. So how does this manifest for Aaron? What does it look like?
Literally, it's just like he usually controls it. And most of the time, he uses his palms, just like closed palms, trying to strike someone. Now he's like trying to knead the fingers in under it, trying to grab her.
Right, but what does the actual arm look like?
Oh, it's just a black pool of heat pouring out from him and starting to flow.
Yeah, that
flows to.
It becomes sort of an icy blue as it passes the threshold of the barrier, and you get that sickening feeling again, and it begins to turn to a sort of crystalline substance and wither away as you reach into it.
So my key's not reaching there.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of draining the energy from you. It's dissipating.
Could I try to pump key into it? See if that makes it easier to do, or is this one of those situations where I'd just be like, nah, I can't get through it like this.
I think that's really within Aaron's character, I would say, to make the decision. So I guess however Aaron would.
All right, then. Give me a second. Yeah, Aaron's going to try to pump a little bit of key into it.
Okay. How much are you using?
I'm using, I'll use 2.
Okay, and roll me a D100.
$88.
It pushes through farther this time, and despite the sickening feeling, you kind of grit your teeth, or Aaron grits his teeth, and he's able to keep going forward, and he suddenly hears a voice in his head. It's a feminine voice, and it's almost got this this cold business-like undertone to it. And this voice that Aaron hears in his head says, "It might be foolish determination, but you have determination. I like you."
Aaron looks left, looks right. Thank you.
And whenever you do so, whenever he looks away, the cold, icy blue begins to creep up the arms again toward Aaron. It's sort of fighting with the threshold of the pool. And you hear the voice again. And it says, "Stay a while. Just like you are."
So is it trying to like? Do I get the feeling this thing's trying to trap me, like it's trapped her or something?
Insight, I guess, would be appropriate for it's the tone of voice. From what you can tell, this voice is definitely playing some game. There's some level of amusement from it.
I'd love to, but I've got about 17 other things I have to do with my life.
About this time, the icy blue begins to rush up the arms again as it makes one last attempt to kind of grab at Aaron through the mystical arms, reaching up toward his real arms.
How close is the mystical arms to the girl?
At this point, the ends of them have pretty well frozen over. So,
yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and break contact and just start making my way out to the others.
As you break contact, you hear the voice begin to fade away, and it says, "Such a shame, and we could have made a deal."
If you wanted to make a deal, then we could just ask for it.
I was going to, and at that point, it fades away. And by this time, what is it?
Eric's gonna kind of sit there and go, "Do I really want to make a deal right now with something I don't know?"
And about this time, some of the things you saw have moved down toward the stream, and some of them have actually moved over to toward where you are, where you were at the pool.
I kind of Is there a way I can like get between these two rocks and try to hide myself a little bit more and try to see if I can get to talk to the voice a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I think with that stealth, that the things that have moved have not really moved close enough yet. They're just inching toward that way. So Aaron probably has a few more seconds before he would start having to make more checks. So yeah, go ahead.
Aaron's
gonna move yourself into that crook. That crook, I guess, would be you would if you
Aaron's
were
gonna
any
move
further out.
To the crook and puts his hand and goes into the other thing. Goes, what kind of deal did you have in mind?
Oh, the usual. You tell me a little bit about yourself, and I tell you things that need done. You do these things, and there's payment. Those arms could use a bit of an edge, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah, I guess they could. Do you mind if we make this deal, if we talk terms after I kill these people?
Well, that would be a bit of an issue for me. You see, these people are the only ones that I've found willing to help me, though they don't know it and don't exactly approve of their methods. They're a bit vicious.
And what exactly are they doing to help you?
Well, you said talk later, right? You best watch out for that one. She's about to cast something, I think, and you see a sort of green light come from out near the dark brazier.
Start slinking back.
Okay. About this time, more things have crawled out. And and you noticed another one come from out here down. He kind of hops down these. Another one of these really weird looking armored guys hop down from these little crooks here, and you can kind of see him over some stacks of wood and barrels, and kind of saunters out.
Are we even close to here? Or are we?
You say we're staying 30 feet behind me. You guys said, "Fuck it, we're not following them."
No, I mean, like, I didn't know where we were on the map. We never got put on the map.
Yeah, so you guys never entered the cave.
I said, and I quote, when he came in here, we're 30 feet behind him. Like, so we haven't left the cave entrance, but we're like here or something.
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's been a while, right? And we haven't heard back.
We saw him walk back around and go fucking somewhere else before talking to us. Telling us we don't know anything that's going on, effectively.
That's
I'm
true.
guessing I can't
Yeah.
sneak past this fucker to get back to the others.
You can try, certainly.
Hmm.
Hey, Toki's here.
He is.
You have 17 things to do though.
Yeah, he's got about 17 things to do. He's got to go rescue what's his name's Fang's girlfriend. He's got to go to the mountain. That's like, and somewhere along the way they're going to find like 10 more things to do between that. So, nope, he's got caught. He's been caught.
You get a closer look at this guy now, and the reason you get a closer look is because he calls out to you, and it's kind of muffled and metallic from his helmet, and you realize this guy. What's the closest analogy? Do you know what Space Marines from 40K look like?
Fuck
Because this is the
off.
closest comparison. So this guy looks to be well over 6 feet tall, probably a few hundred pounds, and you notice that he's carrying he has a war hammer, and I don't mean just a small hammer. I mean what would be probably a great hammer to one of you all.
Oh, a maul.
He has it. Yeah, it's basically something between a large hammer and a maul. Not quite a maul size, but close.
Would
Hanging
you
on his
say
side,
it's
and he has
worth
a huge
40K?
greatsword in his hands. No. But yes, he has a large greatsword in his hands, and he's decked in, you guessed it, purple plate armor. And he calls out to you, this metallic voice, and he has the big symbol that you've seen before of the Inquisition emblazoned on his chest, and he says, "In this, it's definitely human, but it's a strange sound." It says kind of garbled, if you can imagine, in a General Grievous voice.
Oh,
You best not move anymore. And
Hello there.
yeah, basically, and about this time, you see he runs his hand across his greatsword, and you see a thrum of purple magic and energy begin to swirl around his arm, and his greatsword becomes coated in a purple flame.
Oh, that's interesting. I go, that's neat. Teach me how to do that.
Come here, and I will. And he
Oh.
begins to rush toward you.
Oh,
What is it with
you're
you
walking
making random deals with shit people you don't know?
You're walking
Initiative.
towards me.
Shut the fuck up.
I heard the shit out of you.
Now it is time
you're
for
walking towards
initiative.
me?
I go, oh, I said that more to, I go, oh, it's a fight we're looking for. Okay. I'm saying that to let the others know, hey, shit's about to go down.
You guys.
So we can definitely hear that, right? When he's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you
saying
hear
it.
a dude yelling at him. Yeah. It'll probably show his name when I roll for him. So, as you know, I'm
Oh,
very creative with my
you're
NPC names. So I'm going to show you this guy's creative NPC name. Purple Knight.
I hate you, Kenji. You're walking towards me. You're actually walking towards me.
I
should probably hide some
punch
of
the
these
shit out
names.
of you without getting closer.
I should probably hide some of these names.
No,
But,
come on. Let's see all these.
know.
Let's see all these names.
Purple
But-
Knight. Very
I should
cool.
probably hide
Purple
some of
Knight,
these
Green
names.
Witch.
But I trust you guys not to metagame too much, right? Right? Can I trust you?
Sure.
I also just
As
Okay.
long as they're
know,
not fucking blatant ripoffs.
Okay.
Please, Green Witch. Please, Green Witch.
I already rolled. He's on the turn order.
Oh,
Well,
that's interesting.
that's what that is. The thing that's obvious.
Yeah, Aaron would have never seen a Hellhound. He just assumes punching. Look, Aaron doesn't need a metagame because Aaron knows one thing and one thing only. If I punch it hard enough, it'll probably die.
Now, congratulations. I made the awesome idea of using a mix and match thing for a story. So there are going to be many turns on the order. That bear did really good on initiative. Okay, is everybody here rolled?
Wait a minute. I thought the druid was in the swamp.
What druid?
According to this name, it is a wood elf druid.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
far as
you
Aaron
should be
can
on
tell,
my
it's
side.
what it
I'm a
is.
wood elf monk.
Yep.
Thought
Aaron,
this
as
was
far
the
as
person
Aaron
we were
can,
looking for, or his girlfriend.
you all don't know that she exists right now.
We
You have
do
not
not.
entered the cave.
I mean, is it
Here's
my
the
turn?
real question:
It is your turn.
Is Dio here?
Yes. He's
I
invisible
look
right
back.
now. I'll wait until you guys are winning the fight to have him.
So they've seen me go this way, haven't they?
He just called out he's coming this way, basically.
No, I'm talking about the group.
We saw you turn around to go somewhere else. We
The
saw you
group
when you were
saw
here.
you go in the cave.
Well, since you guys can't hear me, since you guys don't know where I've been, I'm gonna just go ahead and summon my good old arms that are probably covering, that are no longer covering frost, and take two quick strikes at this boy.
All right. Are you extending the range with your bonus action?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Damn it.
A hit and a miss.
Psychic damage, because why would I do anything other than psychic damage? And 5 lightning. And I kind of just start moving back. Go, oh, it'd be a real towards the exit. Be a real shame if someone were to go up north and see your handiwork there.
It would be, wouldn't it? He kind of
Yeah.
laughs your attack off and continues his advance.
Yeah, my point is I'm standing in front of it, so they would have heard me say go up north, and but I'm standing away from the. I'm not blocking the entrance essentially.
All right. Yeah, I see. Okay, is that your turn?
And that's my turn.
Now, this feller, you hear an infernal howl from up in the caves,
Uh-oh.
and something runs around the corner. Runs into position and lets out a few barks, another howl, and you see fires begin to form in its throat.
Oh,
and
I'm
you
sorry.
see.
No, go finish. I was just, Aaron's going, okay, I am sick of fire today.
And whenever it does this, you see basically everyone else within the cave, or every other thing that you can see within the cave, snap to attention over here, as it seems to have worked as a sort of alarm. Soren.
Huh. Well, fuck me. I will exit 15 feet out of here. Can I see this guy or no?
You kind of know where you can't see him right now, and you don't have line of sight, but you more or less know that he's here because you can hear clank, clank, clank.
Okay, well then I'll bonus action.
Dea's Volt intensifies.
I'll hex the doggy.
Okay, what attribute are you choosing?
Strength, and then I'll make some Eldritch blasts at him.
All right.
Wow.
And those are plus 10s, boys. I don't know what's happening.
They both miss. They actually hit the hellhound and just bounce off of its hide. It kind of dissipates.
I just kind of look over his sword and go, really?
Performance anxiety.
Anything else?
I'll use the rest of my movement to now fuck off to the corner here.
Fang.
Okay.
I'm going to mark this chick as not being
I'm pretty sure this is
right
40.
now.
Or no, this is 40. Nice sword you got there. Let me show you mine. Magician's Red. And I light up my sword.
Alright, it's your bonus action.
Stop comparing dick sizes.
And I'm going to use my action to defend. Because I can't get anywhere near him.
How are you
You
doing?
can throw
Dodge?
the blade. Just throwing that out there.
What?
Are you doing
You
the
can throw
dodge
your
action
blade.
then? Is that what you mean?
I can't. Okay, someone
Uh,
said throw my sword. I'm not doing that. What did you
Why
say?
not?
Kenji?
You mean you're taking the dodge action and just flavoring it as a defensive stance?
I'm pretty sure there's a defend action.
There's a dodge
Yeah,
action,
that's the
which
dodge
means
action.
that if someone attacks you, they have disadvantage.
Oh yeah. I'm doing that. That's what I'm doing. Since I can't
Okay.
hit him, I'm using my bonus action to turn on my sword and then dodge. You know what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay, I got you. And as you do this, luckily this fella up here has a nice line of sight on you. So they just kind of lean back in their luxury and they take a shot. That is not going to hit.
That
They
was
take another.
pitiful.
Wait, line of sight from. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's a line of sight, dude.
It would be a bit.
Oh no.
He go
Yeah,
through a
okay.
wall.
In that case, yeah, they have to move down here. Then you're right, and they make a shot at you. First one misses, obviously. The second one, I presume that hits.
Yes, it does. And I didn't rage, which means I'm going to take full damage from this.
$80 points of damage.
Ooh, poison damage.
Yep. As it sinks in, you kind of feel a horrible sting, and
You know,
it's just
I
kind of
should have
reminiscent of
said
some
we
venom.
ate a hero's feast. I didn't.
I should have gone death wards.
The masked scout reaches for another arrow. You hear kind of a flash from within the cave, and you don't really know much else. You can hear some movement up here, Aaron, but you'll just hear a flash, or you hear kind of a strange sound that sounds like a flash, like maybe a sparkler or something going off, and then you see a flash of green light, Aaron, and that's about it.
God damn it, what part of North didn't you idiots understand?
I am blocking the heavy damage. I'm doing my job.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so this guy advances towards you and lets out this kind of.
Wait, Kenji, did you roll for that second night?
I keep everyone, if they're the same type, I keep them on the same initiative. So
gotcha.
to keep for. So he advances towards you with laughter, comes on the bridge and it creaks under him, and he takes a big. Oh, you know what? Actually, I just realized something. You took the dodge action, so let me redo that scout's turn real quick because they may not have hit you. I'm going to count that as their first attack and say that they have disadvantage, so they didn't hit you. I'll have to make 2 more rolls for that second attack with disadvantage. Okay, I'm just going to keep the 21.
Hits. That
Yeah, I'm going to keep
hits.
it, or the 16. Yeah, okay. So I'll just reroll the damage. Okay,
Much better.
You can
Why
take
is your
that.
AC so bomb bad?
Because I'm
Barbarian.
wearing armor.
Oh, that's a dumb move.
But now this guy's going to swing
This
at
armor
you.
is better than my freaking con plus dex.
That's bomb bad.
Good thing you have disadvantage, or you would have just got crit.
Thank God that didn't hit. Neither do those.
He is not happy with that, and you hear him kind of snarl, and then he kind of reaches out a hand to you, holding the greatsword with one hand now, and you see a purple energy begin to form at it.
Bullshit. Great swords are
And
two-handed weapons.
Well, he doesn't. Well, he has to attack with 2 hands, but he doesn't have to hold it with 2 hands. So after he makes his attacks, he just holds the sword with 1 hand, kind of pointed down, and then holds the other hand out, and purple energy begins to form. This one steps down, and you see his sword is covered in the same purple flame, and he reaches out toward you. Or no, actually, he... Let me make sure the range on this. Okay, so you see purple energy form around his hand, and then around himself, around the other knight in purple, and from somewhere unseen, a kind of purple veil surrounds him. And you don't know exactly what this... you get the sense that this is somehow not necessarily increases power, but you just feel as if his presence is more powerful now. It's more overbearing, and maybe it's just a trick of the light, but he seems a bit larger now, both of these knights. And with that, he ends a turn. Now you see these strange... they can only really be described as tentacle dogs. But you see one of them rush toward you, Fang. It kind of rushes up behind you, just under the bridge, and unceremoniously tries to nip at your heel.
God
Still
damn
has
it, I
disadvantage.
think he's got some movement.
To what?
It still has disadvantage.
It does, yeah. So it's going to make an attack. Oh, whoops, I rolled that. And whisper, sorry. Presume a 22 hits.
Yes.
It got another nat 20, so that's a third nat 20 in you so far, and then it got a 22.
Jesus Christ.
Motherfucker, I need to buy some animantite.
That is not... No, that's it, sorry. And you have to make a dexterity save. Sorry.
I'm gonna assume I'm counting the 10 and the 5.
Yes.
Wait, why is he counting both of them?
It's because I accidentally clicked on the crit that I rolled.
Wait. I thought that
It
was
was
poison.
10 plus
Never mind.
piercing.
Yeah, it would... Yes, so, I mean, you
Wait.
count the 14. Because whenever it goes to bite you, it doesn't bite you once. The mouth-like tentacles on its back come out and bite you in 2 different places.
Son of a bitch. Do I get advantage because of danger sense?
Let me look at the...
There's a dex save.
Let me see exactly. It says...
You have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see, such as traps and spells. I don't.
Yeah, this is basically a grapple, so I don't... No,
Shit.
that wouldn't...
Why would it be a dexterity save? Why wouldn't it be an athletics thing as well? That makes no sense.
It's because of the way that... Nice. It's because of the way that its tentacles are trying to more or less ensnare him. To actually contest it later, he could use athletics just fine because he could tear him off, but... And it ends its turn. You are restrained. The other one comes down and stops right about there. Lawrence.
Have you gotten the message I sent you by any chance?
I did. Yeah, sorry. I had to reply late.
And I'll use that stone.
Okay, so
Oh.
you all suddenly hear a voice, a loud voice, and you recognize it as Bellum's voice, and it's kind of crackly, and it comes from this stone that Lawrence holds up, and he says, "Is it coming through clear? I worked hard on this, you know."
The fuck?
Well, whenever your captain left, he commissioned this from me. He and his buddy here, the one in red, you know him. It's time
Yeah,
for a
how
little
does
bit of
that
a
help
field
us?
test. Lawrence, can you tap twice and then drop it?
Tap twice, and I throw it towards where Mark is.
Me rave.
Okay, roll
Me no
me.
fang.
Actually,
Thanks,
that's
sorry.
there. So, can you please roll initiative for me as this stone disintegrates into a puff of smoke, and you see appearing at the end of the bridge your long lost captain Darius. Please roll initiative, and you'll enter on the next turn order.
You just got pokeballed?
He did. He came
That's
to me
hilarious.
several sessions ago and asked about this. So
And I'm marking it.
specifically, yep, that particular stone is gone, but field test seems to have been a success. You do sort of feel like you want to throw up right now, Darius, and you have a pretty bad headache, but you're alive well enough. And Lawrence, I'll say that was an action.
Hellhounds, purple knights, vampires.
Yeah, this is a mess. So you still have your bonus action and movement that you didn't use to get into the cave. Free action. Also, that for some reason that bear is marked as Tien, which is wrong.
Oh god, we're
Yeah.
fighting Cyan.
Yeah, it's because I had the same token from the siege actually, and I had it marked specifically because Tien had turned into the bear. So let me trash that and maybe re-add it. Anyway, yeah, Lawrence, if there's anything else you'd like to do on your turn, then
Yeah, healing word, bang.
okay, go ahead.
First level.
Thank you.
I'll move over here, and that's it.
I don't know why it's. Oh, I know why. Never mind. There we go. All right. And y'all hear the familiar roar of a bear. And from up the stream, this just overpowering roar comes through. It charges. Sorry. And ends up, Aaron, you can hear it approaching from the north, and then it suddenly skids to a stop around where that flash of light was.
Well,
Thank you.
it seems like they're trying to flank us. I'm not having it. Aaron reaches to the bag of holding with his left hand, pulls out that gauntlet, goes, "Well, we're going to figure out what you do today."
Oh, Jesus
Once
Christ.
Melissa slips it on, and he starts running up north.
That
Bonus
is going
actions.
to end so badly.
Yep. Bonus action, step of the way to get up here. I'm going to full on Superman punch this woman.
God damn.
Oh, man, this is... Oh,
You activating
Jesus
the gauntlet?
Christ. You're going to kill a hostage and yourself.
You're activating the gauntlet? Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
And the medic
Punch!
Okay, roll an unarmed attack with strength.
With strength.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my bonus action. Can't do that. 22.
That hits.
So here's the question.
What is your strength right now? What is
My
your
strength right
and life?
now is 15. 2. My strength mod is 2.
Okay. Pretend it's 4 for the damage of the attack.
All right. Oh, no. Why'd I do that?
Yeah.
So that's 9 points of.
Okay.
Psychic.
Now add 19 to that.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
God.
And take the
It's
same
20.
damage that you've just dealt.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
you run in, Aaron, and you activate this. And as you do, you look at your arm, and it's about the same size, close enough to that bear's leg. And you punch with all the force in you. And as you do, you feel probably the worst pain you've ever felt in your life rock the entire right half of your body. And this, as you bear down on this druid, you notice that her skin is kind of covered in a bark-like substance. And you just smash straight through that, push her down, and create a crater of ensuing force so bad that it actually pushes the bear back and stumbles it against the rock. It seems to whip up and hit the bear with a bit of damage as well, and you see a cut form on the bear's face. A new crater is added to the ground, and the edge of the pool kind of lengthens, and the sickening feeling follows along with the new pit that you've dug there. And
How is she feeling?
once the smoke clears, you see nothing but a bit of
Did you just
mangled
one-shot
cloth
this
and
druid?
essentially the lower half of this druid's body.
United States of
So
Smash!
while the top half of her body is missing, the lower half of your right arm is also no longer present. You see sort of
Oh my god!
splintered bone.
My right or my left?
You're right. Whatever you punched with, I guess.
My left.
Okay, your
Jesus
left, yeah.
Christ, that
So
really
it's
is
not
all for one.
It's not completely missing, but you see that your wrist is broken in such a way that bone is protruding. Your entire arm is dark. You know what it looks like. Come on, let's be real.
You need
know what it
some
looks like.
healing, bro.
Ow. Ow, ow, ow.
And you feel the most searing pain continuously in it, enough to almost make you go unconscious. But yeah, she is basically our entire midsection no longer exists.
I'm gonna move up here and hit the bear. I'm gonna kick the bear because that hurt.
Okay.
Actually, can I? Oh no, I used my free action to pull this thing out. Yeah, I'm gonna kick the bear.
Hey, Kenji, quick question. Is this bear, was that bear under the influence of any magic from that druid?
Not directly. Why?
I'm wondering now that she's dead, how much shit's gonna change.
You'll see shortly.
Damn it.
Yeah. Well then, yeah, I just kind of look at the bear and yeah, I'm kicking the bear. Kicking the bear while it's down.
That'll hit.
Oh, it only takes 6 psychic. And once. God damn it with the ones. 1 lightning. Yeah, just a really weak.
Well, we need to let that wizard know that was a resounding success.
No, it wasn't.
He told you it would kill your arm.
You are in
Shut
blind
up.
pain right now, Aaron. Your arm is mangled, and the only reason you're not crying and unconscious right now is because of just adrenaline and endorphins.
Is it still? It's still gripping the gauntlet in it.
The gauntlet seems to be whittling away, but it's all mangled.
One use.
And
He's told us
you got
before.
Thanos.
Yeah, and basically right now, there was a searing pain when you hit, and now just basically the entire left half of your body from the waist up is just numb.
I shout out, I took out the druid! Ow!
Is that all for your turn?
That's my turn.
And what a turn.
This hound jumps up, runs over. Actually, yeah, it jumps. It stops there. It turns toward you, Fang and Darius, and a 15-foot cone. So, actually, it'll go here.
It's gonna hit its beast buddy.
Yep, from what you can tell,
Damn it.
gets close, and so this tentacle thing, Fang and Darius, this hellhound will be breathing at you.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Shit.
Well, it rolled not too well, thankfully for you.
Does that count as a magic effect?
Yeah, it does.
Sweet merciful God.
And you see okay, so 16 if you failed, 8 if you made it. And you see this tentacle beast makes no attempt to dodge it. Instead,
Does it lose
one
its
of
hold
the-
on me because of that?
it keeps its hold on you. With one tentacle, it tightens it, and the other one, it detaches from your leg, almost like a leech. And you see it turn, and the fire that was about to hit it, you see it, what looks like a sort of tongue or second mouth, think xenomorph, slither out from the tentacle, and it laps up the fire. And you suddenly see the thing is blind. It has no eyes. It looks like basically the top half of a jaw and the bottom half of a jaw, and the top half is exposed. It has these spiky black quills on top of it. And you see flame begin to lash around within the inside of the tentacle's mouth. It looks like a flame goes in one tentacle, runs down into its body, and then comes out the other. And it seems to lap it up like a dog lapping up water.
I'm sorry, what?
What the hell is this thing?
It's a fire eater, like anteaters, but only eats fire and people.
That's a good question. Where did we put the phoenix during this fight?
I'm pretty sure we took it with us.
I consider it basically like a familiar for right now, for the purpose of not in terms of the actual effects of flying familiar, but basically the way I treat it is so long as you don't make it a part of combat, then unless it is for whatever reason particularly vulnerable or exposed, then I'm not gonna have people.
My
go
question
after it.
is it going to eat some of this fire and do something cool?
Well, it's still a baby.
I
Well,
know,
yeah,
but it eats
big
fire.
baby.
So does this thing. It's gonna do something cool here in a second. Just wait until it's turn.
It's gonna fucking wreathe itself with fire and like
Soren.
flame spin at you.
Okay, so yeah, this is not good. Here's my movement. Move
Help
right
me.
here on the bridge.
Help
And
me.
then
What a bitch.
I can't say the other word.
What other word? Save me?
so 30-foot
No,
cone.
the rest of that bit.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
Oh, help me,
Yeah.
nigga. Help me.
Okay, so everyone in a 30-foot cone, right? So where are you placing the cone?
He's gonna
It's not. It's not everyone I choose. It's just each creature.
Yeah,
that
it is. It
sucks
says
for you
each
guys.
creature.
Well, fuck.
Fang, it's for your benefit.
This is for your own good. Be
Don't worry,
afraid.
I'm planning to rage after this, so that'll break my fear.
Having rage?
Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
but
Yeah, rage makes
Are
me
you
immune to
are you
fire.
berserker?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you have rage shit.
Oh, you're a
He's a
berserker. Yeah. Yeah. So he'll be fine.
so this guy up to this guy, all these fools.
Okay.
Do you sing while you do it? Here's something
yeah.
again. What?
I know. I just do like a horrible, awful note on my piccolo. Toot.
Come on, man.
And then I
You don't
sing
do the
some
Disturbed Fear something
death
again?
metal, a death metal poem. It's so offensive.
I'm pretty sure I failed.
What's
That's
your
a
DC?
fail. My DC is 17.
You barely passed. No, you only failed by 10.
Okay, so both of these guys in purple make it.
Oh, fuck. What about the dogs?
They're probably immune to fear.
Thankfully, I can't use my action to dash.
I'm
because
sorry
I
to
am
tell you
restrained.
this, Soren, but this tentacle thing got exactly your DC, so it makes it.
Jesus Christ, they're rolling so well.
They seem to be particularly resistant to magical effects.
Oh, that's not good.
And
let's test that theory. I got another arm.
So they all succeed. They rolled. The first one got a nat 20, then an 18, then a 16 plus 1 for a 17, and then an 18 plus 1 for a 19.
Wow.
So here's a question for you, DM. I'm currently restrained, so I cannot take the dash action.
You're grappled. You're not restrained.
No, I'm restrained right. Oh yeah, I'm grappled. Either way, I can't move.
Yeah, it'll turn into a restrain if you don't get rid of it on your
next turn. I have to dex.
Yep.
Well, in that case, I will bonus action inspire Fang because he's in a shitty situation.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of feel bad now that I GM rolled it, but I did not flow those rolls. They actually did good on the rolls, and
that's so crazy. Like, I'm really pissed. All of them succeeded.
What?
Yeah, particularly these guys in armor seems like they kind of ward off your magic. And whenever you tried to project fear against this thing with tentacles, it lapped it up just like it did the fire.
I'm sorry, what?
It eats magic. We need this as a pet.
Yeah. Healed, boy.
All the bad things are not our pets. Please stop adopting dangerous animals.
And who was it that you inspired, Soren?
Fang, so that he could not.
If it shows its belly,
okay, I'm going to start putting
friend.
an inspiration token or inspiration things. I noticed that a lot of times we always forget who has it. So
I have
there you go. I'll give you a little flex
on my character sheets. I'm just going to mark it.
Oh, that works too. I'll give you a little flex just for your character.
Okay.
There you go.
So I'm going to use bonus action to Frenzied Rage.
Okay.
So I'm no longer afraid, but here's your ruling I need from you, DM. Does that fear take my action this turn? Because technically I would have taken my action.
I have to look at the Berserker class. Give me a second.
No. The effect of once I was in fear.
It says if you are charmed or frightened when you enter your rage, the effect is suspended for the duration of the rage. So I'm going to say that until you get out of your rage, it's not going to take your action.
Okay, thank you. All right, so now
Yeah,
I
plus
have to make I have to make a dex save now.
Mm-hmm.
What inspiration die?
No, you don't need it.
I think you passed.
It's a DC 13. You passed.
Oh, thank God.
So let me double check the wording of that. So you're able to get out from the grapple. You are not restrained.
Thank God. But
it's kind of worded strange, but basically the basic idea is it will grapple you, and then it will restrain you unless you escape it on your next turn. So.
Well, that's unfortunately my turn.
Well, at least you have your arms intact.
And I'm raging now, so everything won't hit me as much.
Apparently, I'm Midori up in this bench.
I mean, basically.
I made like
Scout
3
moves forward
references.
Again. And this time, it tries to take a shot at you, Soren, but it's a hard shot, so I will give you half cover for that.
My AC is 16.
She rolled a 30.
What's
okay, so you'll have an 18 effectively. Yeah. Takes
Watch her roll a 30.
It's going to take a shot at you.
Nope.
Another shot.
Nope.
Okay, so both the arrows soar past. Let's not talk about this druid.
Not talk about what?
The
Let's
druid
not
that
talk
got
about that
punched
druid.
in the
That was their
face.
turn.
Hold on, I've got something for this. Give me a second.
It's gonna swing at you again, Fang. It's Purple Knight. And again.
Nope.
He just snarls and
You know, I really wish I had an ability that took advantage of his misses.
Oh,
this
you
other
mean
one
like
marches over,
repost? You gotta take some 3
and
levels of fighter for that, boy.
this one swings at you, Darius.
Or you take,
Where
or
the
you need
fuck
to take
did that guy come from?
He was up. He
was up
took
here.
it the last few turns going down the stream.
What you could do is you could get the martial add-up feat and get some martial.
Does a
martial,
21 hit you, Darius?
superiority die. Brave.
Toki.
Darius, Toki.
Did he go to sleep?
21 hits, right?
We're gonna assume 21 hits.
Yeah. And as he does so, you hear him yell something. Do any of you know Celestial?
Yep.
You hear him yell something that translates roughly to cast the heretic down, and his already purple flaming sword is infused with more energy.
Of fucking course, it's a paladin.
And
fucking course, it's a
yes,
paladin.
he divine smites.
I forgot who we were dealing with. We should have known with Kenji it was going to be a paladin.
And so this is an extra 3d8 radiant, so 15
Oh,
radiant
fuck.
along with 10 slashing.
How much does that hurt, Mr. Vampire?
A lot.
Oh shit. That actually is bad. Does that
He
make
just-
it 30 radiant damage? Because he's
He
a
just hit him with some
vampire?
hockey. No, not hockey. Yeah. Hammond. He just used a Hammond strike. Exactly. He just put Hammond through his blade.
And now, Darius, it is your turn to retaliate.
And maybe speak, do something.
Oh, wait,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know.
I should...
I don't know why this fucking phone keeps doing that shit.
Because we don't like you.
You can eat a dick.
You can eat my ass. That's what I thought.
What is wrong with you? Well then, I guess I'm going like free tonight.
I can hear you now.
Also, that's kind of scary. Like that almost brought me down all the way to like not past half health.
Yeah, we're
Toki,
dealing with Kenji. We should have known we were going to deal with paladins at some point.
Yeah, you already know. I'm Paladin Gang.
I don't want to mention this, but you're a vampire right now, right?
I am.
Are you?
They did the 3d8.
Are you weak to radiant damage?
No, but I'm
Thankfully, he's
undead, so I'm weak to fucking smite.
Yeah,
Does
so
that
I
yeah,
have
was
a
double the
question.
damage?
Oh, wait, it adds more. Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, it's like another D8 or something.
Yeah, so...
Shit.
Did this
Yeah.
motherfucker... Oh, no.
Okay, I'm sorry, Darius.
Oh God.
But...
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Okay, to be fair, he did not know that, so he could not use that.
He should have just stayed home.
He attacked, so he can't use that.
Well, he's not targeting him specifically. He's just calling out as in general. Like, he's popping it as...
Right. Paladins can do that free.
Seriously?
Yeah, they can do
Yep.
that. It's their
Channel
channel
divinity is
Wait,
channel divinity is not
wait.
an act.
He just turned unholy with, like, a fiend right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he don't
He
care
did.
about his pets.
What saving throw was this shit?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Jesus Christ, this party
Oh
sucks.
no.
This party is garbage.
I think this is a wipe.
No, I'll be fine. I'll just be down an arm.
Aaron is
You're
like,
down
no, it's
an
fine. I
arm,
lost.
I'm
Aaron is
freaking
like,
getting my ass kicked.
Aaron is like, no, it's not a white because I just lost my arm, which means I'm just waiting for my Shonen power up.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens. Waiting for my Zenkai boost.
Goddamn Super Saiyan.
Hey, his hair does change a different color when he rages.
It does.
Whose turn is it? Oh, it's Mr. Had to Run Away turn.
Yeah. For a minute, he's frightened.
Well, he doesn't have to run away. He just can't get closer.
Can't get closer.
And he's already
Thankfully,
closer.
he's right next to him.
He's already as close as he can be.
Yeah.
And thankfully, he
This
gets to
guy-
roll every turn.
You have a feeling that these guys are basically the equivalent of SWAT team. They just go in and they're shock and awe, and they're just going to pop everything at once to scatter. as
They want
hard
to
as
see
they
some
can.
shock and awe, huh? Is that what they want? They want shock and awe. I'll show them shock and awe. I've got another arm. I've got 2 feet.
All right. I'm loading my rifle with explosive rounds
Oh shit!
because fuck this guy.
Motherfucker.
Just a giant skull on the bullet. Parry this, filthy casual. Oh my
Awesome.
god.
I also need to mark something.
Oh my god.
That is amazing. Your gun's jammed.
Why though?
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
The gods conspire against you.
Well, I am conspiring to kill one of them, so it wouldn't be in my best interest not to think that.
Yeah.
So there
I
goes
used
that.
I used my second attack to pull my pistol and shoot him in the face with a slug.
Okay. Do you have crossbow expert or anything that allows you to make that? Well, it doesn't matter. You hit. You hit. You hit.
You hit. You sound mad about it. You sound mad.
No, I'm not
Kenji?
mad. I love gunslingers. You hit.
Action
I'm-
surge. Fix my fucking rifle.
So you just go to blow this guy up, and you hear a click and a horrible grunt, and then you pull your pistol and you let off a round, and it goes right at close range. It goes right up under this guy's arm through his plate. You hear a grunt. It does not come out the other side. You just hear kind of
Question.
rattling, and blood begins to pour out from his arm. And then
So,
you fix your rifle.
I'm not trying to be funny, Kenji, but what would have make him the Purple Knight think to use turn unholy?
Because he
So-
spawned out of a gem.
It's not
That's
that.
just magic.
So basically, when I designed these guys, I literally did have SWAT teams in mind. And
So they can smell he's a corpse.
that is unknown
Imagine-
to you at this moment, but in general, these guys are basically shock troopers. They're going to go in and throw down as much stuff as they can. I didn't explicitly say it, but what this guy did, rather than turn unholy, is he walked in, buffed himself. This guy walked in and buffed his party, and then came down and then immediately put a debuff on the enemy party. Just put one out in case.
Motherfucker.
Turn unholy. We're all sitting there like, what's going on? And he's like, oh god, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, and this guy's now bleeding from his arm. But yeah, one buffed, the other one is trying to attack, basically. They are sort
I
of
wonder if I can
walking
intimidate
tanks.
this bear. This bear starts hitting me. I just switch the freaking gauntlets the other hand, go and just threaten to punch him.
Okay, Lawrence, it's your turn.
I'm in
I think I might be a douche by doing this.
I'm in an enormous amount of pain.
He's fixing to drop an AoE on this bridge. Watch.
Yep.
Yep, we're all getting fireballed.
Thunderwave. That's a thunderwave coming, boys.
I'll bonus
That's a
action,
break it up.
Radiant Soul.
You dick.
Oh no! Here's the worst thing that I'm about to do.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
Jesus
God.
fuck.
He's hitting
I don't
everybody.
know what the
Why?
fuck is going on.
Can you tell
Everything
me
is on
how that
fire.
works? Hang on. Let me look this up.
Flame strike. Oh, jeez.
I'm in a super
You
month of
didn't need to
pain.
get that close either.
I've never heard of this spell before.
I've
It's
seen
even
this
in the
one. It's
compendium.
basically snap fingers and fire explodes.
Okay, no, check this out. Hold up.
So
I need
he's
to
Roy
post
Mustang.
this. No, this is not Roy Mustang. This is Bikini Atoll right here. Look at this.
Creature in a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range must make a dexterity saving throw. So in other words, he doesn't have to target us. He's going to because he's a dick.
And I assume you're just centering this on yourself, basically, Lawrence.
Yeah.
This nigga's just doing a PyCon in the middle of everybody.
Okay, everybody what's your DC, Lawrence?
80.
16.
Everyone make a dexterity save, and yes, danger sense is a go.
I'm pretty sure I get danger sense because of this.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
I'm sorry.
Wow, look, he just got robbed.
Woohoo!
I
What
just
was the
imagine
16.
16. See, thanks.
Just made it.
I imagine things like, hooray, Lawrence is coming to save me. Oh no, Lawrence is coming to kill me.
So I take half the fire damage and half the radiant damage.
The clerk just stepped up and said, you want to play the holy game? We can play the holy game.
And you said you're doing Radiant Soul. Can you remind me exactly what that does? Can you post it? It's your Azamar feat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were a human for some reason.
So did I.
He is. I mean,
He's
he's
an
been that
Azamar, he
he's
just
that
doesn't
good at
flash
hiding
it.
it.
Legitimately, this is the second time I ever used it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's 25 radiant damage and 12 fire.
Fuck me. 37 points of damage for no reason.
Okay, so 6
So
fire
Lawrence-
damage and how many radiant?
25.
Yeah, and this hellhound
No,
disintegrates.
it's what's 25 divided by 2?
12.
Round down always. So
12.
that hellhound disintegrates.
What about this boyo? Is he lapping it
Let's
up again?
move on.
What's happened to good old boyo over here? Boingo boingo.
And what was your DC, Lawrence? Sorry.
16.
Okay, so he he pretty adeptly maneuvers around through the flames and the fire. He seems to kind of lap it up. The radiant, however, hits him like bricks, and you hear the thing squirm and scream and let out this horrible shriek, and its tentacles lash around. One of them actually dies and disintegrates into the flame, and then is quickly regrown from the spikes in its back. It does not seem to like that radiant. So, Lawrence, is that all? Oh wait,
Yeah.
Knight, sorry.
Wait, so how much damage was it total if you saved, if you made the save?
If you made the save, no
If you
total
made the
damage.
save, it's 18.
18.
Yeah.
Darius, how
lot.
you feeling?
And the 9 is straight, though.
Yep. Oh, the 9 you can't reduce?
No.
Okay,
Nope.
so it's not 25. It's 6 plus
16.
it's 6 plus 8.
And the knights, they are affected by it, but their armor seems to ward the majority of it off.
Fuck you.
Was that Mickey Mouse?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what my health would be at. Because I took
know
the
exactly what my health is at. My health is at fucking 0.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Oh shit. You were knocked down with radiant.
He could have been knocked down by the fire. Calm down.
He's not that far gone yet. Come on.
Counts as I'm dead. I'm actually scared.
Fuck him.
Lawrence can heal him back up.
No,
Lawrence.
here's the funny thing right now. Because of the speed I took, I could use my reaction to cast What was it? Healing word?
Yeah, because whenever someone goes down in combat, you can reaction to try and
I'm
cast
sorry,
it.
what?
Is that the Taldori feat, the quick memory?
No, we've
Sounds
been
like a homebrew.
workshopping. Yeah, we've been workshopping his character for a very
Wait,
long
you give
time.
him? Why does he get special
Life
him
Blossom.
homebrew feats?
What? If you
I
want to
does he get
demand
workshop
the
special
ability to
something, you
homebrew
dual
can.
feats?
wield great swords.
If you actually want me to work on a homebrew monkey grip feat, I will do that.
Wait, that's a thing?
I will
Yeah, it's
find
a
one.
3-5 thing where you
I'll
can
either
monkey grip.
make
You
one.
can,
Yeah, it was called monkey grip. I will either find one or make one. If you actually, if you are
yeah, you
seriously
took a
interested in having
penalty.
your character pursue that, then we can work on that. Just
What
let me
about me?
know
I want
for real.
homebrew feats.
I mean,
for Aaron.
it's not like a store. Like I want homebrew, I get it. But I mean, if you guys are seriously interested in working on your characters, then
I
with
am
certain
actually
things,
interested in learning how to use my greatsword and my trident in combo.
yeah, because I mean,
You tie
basically,
tie them
Fire and
together.
water, bitches.
basically, my general deal is so long as it's within reason, and as far as I consider it, for the most part, if it was an older edition, it's within reason. Then, if something is within reason and you genuinely, and it's within your character, and you genuinely cannot accomplish it using the 5e rules, then I'm fine with working on it. Like, there's really no way to make a dedicated combat healer in 5e just by itself. That's why Lawrence has built his character up. He has, and there's no monkey grip in the rules, stuff like that. So if you guys ever want to talk about things like that, all you have to do is message me. Sorry to stop the flow of combat, but I wanted to put that out there. So, are you doing anything else, Lawrence?
No, that's everything I could do.
About this time, you hear the roar of a bear, and a pair of machine
You
guns.
get the gun apparently.
Yes. And a bear roars in after you through the cave entrance. Okay, you might want to mute.
Yeah, you seriously.
Lower the volume.
Okay, there we go.
Or stop someone
this-
from stealing your vodka.
No, that's
I
the
don't
bear.
want
The
them
bear
to- I
just
don't
pulled
want
out.
them to know that you have an M60 yet, so save that for after that gets introduced.
The bear pulls out a freaking M60 and starts shooting
Yes,
Aaron
a
with it.
bear roars in after you, and you presume this is probably Grubosh. He kind of looks around for a moment at the chaos that he just walked in on. The blinding light, closes his eyes and turns his head away, and looks at those of you that are still alive, and tries to get a sense of. Basically, he's asking for direction. You sense. You're just waiting for someone to point him some way.
Free action and tell him to hit something, guys. Come on.
It's not a reaction, but just a couple. He looks around, and just if you guys are wanting to yell something, I'll give you the chance, because yelling in mid combat, if it's something really short, I'm not stingy on it. Because if not, he seems to be intent on running over here and backing up Darius.
Yeah, he could back us up.
All right, he runs over toward this knight. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot something. There's something the purple knight can do.
Purple Knight's turn is ended.
Yep, I know.
Oh, he's got
What?
that feat.
He has something called Mage Slayer.
God damn it!
Oh,
Oh,
Fuck. Natural
Fortunately-
one. Fuck you. You lose your
He
sword.
critically fails. Fortunately, he critically fails, and all he really manages to do is get his great sword stuck in the wood for a moment, and by the time he recovers, you're able to act.
Oh my
But
god.
You notice that his purple flame kind of cut through the wisps of some of your flame, and as soon as you went to cast that spell, he was almost supernaturally imbued with speed to attack against you. It seems he's very well trained in this. Anyway, the bear now is going to. I'm just going to go ahead and give him a special. I'll mark him as green so you guys don't get him mixed up with the other in case they get in close combat and have a bear fight or something. But
Which
he's
one do I
Grubosh.
shoot?
Yes, he is going to try to attack Mr. Knight here, and he hits both times.
Nice.
For quite a bit of damage. So you see him run up, and he jumps up onto this knight, pushes him down to the ground, bites and claws at his helmet, manages to pull it up enough that his neck is exposed, and you see him just essentially ravage this knight and tear his throat out.
damn. Brutal.
He shakes his head and kind of throws the knight to the side of the bed. He's really heavy, so he can't throw him, but, bears are strong. He grips him with his jaws and slings him against the wall. And then over to our friend here. So, the technically dog, for like a better word, turns to you, Lawrence, and attempts to bite you.
Okay.
Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay, as it does, with one of its tentacles, it bites you with these sharp, prickly teeth, and the other one lashes with flame and sears your leg whenever it sinks into you. It seems to have absorbed the fire from the last attack and has now turned it against you.
Fucking mage hunter. All right.
Dex save, please.
You guys suck at this.
So you are effectively grappled right now. And the other one will move over here and attempt to do the same thing against Fang again.
Son of a bitch.
But instead of biting at you, it stops, and it's blind, so it can't look, but it sort of senses Lawrence's magic. And as it goes to bite at you, Fang, it retracts its tentacles and instead lifts. They're not exactly a set of claws, but it's bony spike where its paw should be, and it tries to slash at you.
Protect me, frog.
And as it does so, it rises up on its hind legs and swipes at you with both claws at once. An 18 hit?
Yep.
Okay, you take 8 slashing in total.
4, because I'm raging.
Yeah, it is not magical. That's it. Now, Aaron, this bear will attempt to attack you.
That's fine. I feel this coming. That just hits.
Which one?
That'll definitely
Both?
hit. Both of them hit. Yep. All right.
It tries to push you down and maul you, but you're just a bit too adept.
Is it me?
Yep.
Well,
it's
with my
yours.
non-broken arm, I'm not dealing with this bear for long. We gotta pull out the javelin light and try to jab this motherfucker with it.
Okay.
So first, I'm going to go into a rage
All right.
because my arm hurts.
It does.
Gotta block out the pain.
You feel, yeah, I was about to mention, you feel as if hint within the next turn you are about to not exactly be lucid anymore, but the rage should block out your pain. Or at least fuel it.
Does that hit a bear?
It does hit a bear.
Cool. Do I get the lightning?
For your hand wraps?
Because I know I can throw it. No, I meant from the light with the javelin. Because I know I can throw it.
I'm going to count it as essentially, the area effect thing, if that's what you're trying to do, no. But if you're trying to do it like when you do an attack,
yeah,
then yeah, I'm just going to count it. Yeah. You can.
Because I know you can do it as an area effect, or you can do it as if I just chuck it.
Because I'm pretty sure you can melee with a regular javelin, so go ahead. Or I say you can. It's stupid to not be able to.
Yeah, it's only 22 lightning plus another 7 lightning.
It is on its last legs. You actually take one of its eyes out, and you see it seems it's about to fall over and slump against the rock. It can hardly keep itself up.
Right cool. Now. Cool.
Wait, who are you hitting?
I'm beating the shit out of the bear.
Oh,
How would you like to get your revenge on this bear?
Yeah, just fucking. He goes to because he's holding the javelin with his good arm, so he just kind of forms the key around his wavering key right around his elbow, and just like after he jabs it with the javelin, just cuts it away, and then just jaw jacks it. That same sick white key, energy just flows from him and turns his first line. He just goes, "Ah, fuck, not that shit again."
Yeah, and as it does, it actually throws. So it doesn't turn to porcelain at first. It throws the bear against the wall, and as you
Mhm.
use your power to turn it to porcelain, or I suppose you don't necessarily use it. You
Yep.
know, it happens. Its head slams against the wall and shatters, and you are left with a headless porcelain bear
Yep. And I'm just gonna make my way over
and
here.
a smoking crater behind you. All right, Soren.
okay. So I'm gonna bonus. Well, I have to make a con save to keep my concentration for the hex because I got damage. So let me do that.
Yeah, you took some
Okay.
damage. Oh damn.
I'm good.
You can also
So
move
I'll
that
bonus
hex.
action move my hex over to this doggy or creature demon thing, the one that I'm in range of hitting,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll hit it twice.
All right.
Sha.
And you said you're moving it over to the one right next to you, right?
Yeah, the one that I can hit.
Okay. Those. The first one hits. 21.
Okay, plus hex.
Roll a d6. There you go.
That's good. 18 damage. Oh, you know what?
So-
If is he still alive?
It laps up the force from your Ski Nova, but it seems to be pushed to its limits by your hex damage. And as you get these three different forces pushing against it, it tries to lap up the force and necrotic. It eventually gives up, and it does in fact succeed in lapping up the force from your Ski Nova. But whenever it goes to absorb the force, it goes to absorb a bit too much. And as you push in with your force and exert it forward, you kind of send a ripple down its tentacle, and you just make this mage hunter explode.
Oh, cool.
Wait, it's called a mage hunter?
It is
Yeah.
called a mage hunter.
It's a mage hunter, man.
Of course,
I've
you
never
guys don't
actually
know
seen one
that
before.
right now, and it's not technically called one, but for the purpose of
Oh.
its token, I'm referring to it as a mage hunter.
Oh, okay. I thought
I
that's what that
completely
was.
ripped it right from Warcraft, so
So I forgot to want to do something very important because I know Kenji will appreciate this. When I walk out, since the wood elf isn't paying attention to me, I go, "Traitor!"
turns, throws down its bow, pulls out a baton. No.
Exactly.
Okay, anything else, Soren?
Bonus action healing word myself.
Well, you used your bonus action to move your hex, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I can't do anything. I'm done.
Okay, Fang, it's back to you.
Question,
paladin in front
Soren,
of you is still
can I use
taunting
your
you.
inspiration on attack rolls, or is it just checks?
No,
Yes, you
I'm
can.
not.
Oh,
no,
You can use it on an attack roll.
You just can't use it on damage.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm sorry. You can't. Yes, of course.
I think it's just
No,
attacks and
yes, not-
saves. And
Okay,
checks, I
I'm
guess.
Well, you can use it
hitting
on
the knight
anything
with-
except
I'm hitting
damage.
the knight with all three of my attacks. Reckless, Great Weapon Master.
Okay, I'll put on the BFG division Doom music.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck
okay.
yeah,
That's
dude.
a natural 20. I get... Oh, dear God. Okay, I'm going to roll
You're a
that
half-orc.
because I can add 2 more dice to that.
Yep.
Do it. Fuck yeah, dude. This is what inspiration's for.
Jesus.
And plus my Savage criticals.
Is that not what that 2d6 is? Oh no, that's not. Fuck me. Well,
Okay, stop.
Wow,
Don't make any
hold on.
more attacks. How do you want to do this?
Oh my
So
God,
much
really?
damage.
I take
Yeah,
my great sword.
18,
I look at this pathetic
29,
piece of
32,
shit.
42. Jesus.
Face the fires of hell, and I just jab him right into his fucking face.
Wow, we know who the bad guy is now. As this half-orc barbarian with hellfire on his sword kills a mighty paladin in his self-defense, you know. So you basically run him through like whenever Eowyn stabs the Witch King.
Nice.
And you go right in between one of the slits in his helmet through his visor, and you hear a hard ding, and your flames increase in intensity and actually sear through the plate and come out the other side, and you sort of have to put your boot on his head to pull your sword out as he just goes limp and drops his great sword, and the purple flame dies out and the purple cloak around him dies out.
How much damage did I do with that one attack?
42.
Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
Fun fact, if that attack would have hit one of those mage hunters, it would have one-shot from 4.
I have 2 more attacks.
Yep.
Reckless Great Weapon Master on the doggy.
I love how I overestimated how
hits.
brutal this fight would be because I just killed myself.
Does
Just broke my arm
16
for
hit
nothing.
that dog?
It does hit the dog.
25.
Jesus Christ. Barbarians, boys.
Okay, it laps up the fire.
Can it take the 20 slashing though?
It can.
Wow, really? Alright, third attack.
Oh, fuck.
You gotta assume that hits.
The last
Sorry,
one
I
hits,
was-
yeah. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Come on, it's dead.
It was within range of Lawrence's solar flare, so yeah, it should be dead.
No, that one wasn't.
It's a 10-foot thing from
It was
he
over
centered
here
around him.
when that went off.
No, it was not. Was it?
Yeah, it ran
I don't
over
remember.
afterwards.
Oh, it did. I think you were like one off from killing it.
You focused all of those. You focused that on the mage hunter again.
Yeah, that's another 21
Yeah,
slashing
it
damage
goes
and
to
8
lap
fire.
up the fire, and you just set it alight and then cleave it in twain.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna take my 40 feet of movement and just go over here.
Okay.
Because I'm going after the
Just gotta
elf.
advance. The
Traitor.
elf turns around and takes 2 shots at you, Aaron.
Yep. There's that hits. Excuse me once. I don't even need to roll. I'm gonna catch it and throw it back. I'm gonna throw the javelin in the air, catch it, and then throw it back at her.
All right.
I don't even need to roll. It's like 1d10 plus 9.
Yeah. That hits.
That doesn't get fang shame. It's 9 points of piercing
Hits
damage.
her square in the left shoulder, and she stumbles back from the sheer force.
I
of it.
catch the javelin.
All right, you gonna? It's what, spin it like Darth Maul now, buddy? You gonna keep flexing?
What? I told you I threw it in the air, caught the hero, threw it back, and caught the javelin all in one motion.
All
Look,
right,
man, I'm missing an arm. Give me this.
Darius. Death save, please. I guess undeath save. I don't.
Didn't he recover? Didn't I give him 15 HP back?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you
you
Sorry.
did.
In that case, yeah. Go ahead and add 15, and you're back up.
Get up, you pansy. Get in the fight and you just immediately go down. Jesus.
Well, you're still prone. Still on the ground.
Yeah, he's still on the ground. It'll be half movement to stand up.
Do I have line of sight on this, whatchamacallit over here that's shooting at people?
Just barely.
Just barely. Yeah, it would be a hard shot, but you could do it.
We believe in you. Not enough to give you inspiration, but believe in you.
That's fine. I have grit. I believe in myself, so I give myself advantage on this fucking shot.
Let's see if you're better than Henry.
So
Yeah, that'll
you're
do
better
it.
than Henry.
Jesus Christ.
all right, advantage.
So, question: what kind of round are you shooting?
The explosive rounds.
That's
Okay.
what was loaded in them.
Oh fuck!
So you all hear a loud bang and a flash, and you look over and see that this scout has basically been pink misted.
I'm not
She only
impressed.
had a few
I
health
did that with my
left, buddy.
fist.
Yeah, well, I'm laying down and doing it, so eat a dick.
Oh my god.
All right,
I'm gonna
anything
walk
else?
back.
Why does my everything hurt?
Darius, is there any? Are you doing anything else in your turn? Sorry,
Is there anything else to do? Like,
just asking in case.
gonna stand up, brush off my red coat, and just look like I'm in the most pain I've ever been in ever.
I'm gonna walk back to the group.
You cannot.
I'm assuming.
Now you
Oh.
recall earlier I asked your passive perception.
Oh no.
The
Mine
reason
is
I
22.
asked is because it's 22, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy rolled a 24.
Oh god damn it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep. Rolled an 18 and has a +6. And
It's amazing.
Oh shit. Tiger.
To be fair, at one point you had me roll a passive active perception. I got like a 26.
yeah, but so you see this thing come out of the shadows. It runs forward, and it seems to be going for you,
Oh.
Darius, and then it instead turns and rushes for the bear and attempts to take down our friend Grubash here.
No, fuck you.
First attack hits, and we'll see. Yeah, so he's not going down. You see the panther jump up and bite Grubash by the neck, and it tries to rip its throat out, and then promptly tries to skitter back against the wall as if it's about to leave. And about this time, you all hear some loud, what sounds like lightning coming from in this direction. Out here, you see where I'm pinging? Just to make sure. It sounds like lightning and purple flashes. You see them.
Oh, I think the druids have found their friends. I hope.
Lawrence.
I just want to point out no one's worried about Aaron. He ran off and he heard a loud explosion. No one thought twice
Yeah.
about it.
I mean, to be fair, this has all happened in the course of 20 seconds.
Bonus action, healing word on Daenerys.
Daenerys, the guy who used Fenris' slave master?
Ah, Daenerys.
It's still the wrong name.
ABB.
Are you doing it on the bear?
I think he's doing it on Darius.
A fucking vampire.
Yeah, Darius. What the hell is that?
Hello? Somebody mentioned the vampire.
This motherfucker.
Who the hell is this?
He's coming to help you guys.
He's a little late.
Oh, that's the fucker who was with us?
And who are you healing, Lawrence?
16 to the damn vampire.
except it's radiant healing, so he burns for 16.
Fortunately, he is not that far gone yet. Keyword yet.
Take a swing at the tiger, was it?
Yeah, it's a panther.
Panther.
Go ahead.
Doing it with divine smite as well. Divine strike.
All right. That's on everything, right? Because a cleric.
He's a paladin?
No, he's a cleric, but he's high enough level that he gets divine
Natural
strike.
1.
So
Well,
he
here's
always
the
gets extra
thing.
radiant.
That Radiant Soul only works on one target.
Yeah, no, he's talking about the cleric thing where he gets extra damage passively. That's what he meant.
Oh. Let's see, he's got smite. Oh my god, he went both the religion boys.
Unfortunately, he missed.
Yeah, so it jumps out of the way of your attack.
What the fuck?
Darius is unmuted again. That's what it is. Okay. Do you have anything else you want to do, Lawrence?
No, that's everything.
All right. Grubosh turns to try and are trading ways. He only manages to bite at the panther but not grab it. Aaron.
Aaron moves down. He starts moving down the thing. Sees the panther. Goes, "Oh my fucking god!" And Step of the Wind's his way over here to punch it in the face.
Okay.
Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. Watch the arm.
90 feet of movement because that's.
Is
it 90 or for Step of the Wind because of your
it
movement,
doubles,
or are you high enough
I'm
level
45.
yet that it increases? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
remember whenever
45
it
speed.
increases again. So I think it goes to like 50, right? At a certain level for monk.
Yeah, it goes.
Movement.
It goes up by another whatever, but I'm only level 5, so it only goes like 15 or something.
Right. Okay.
Or
so
10,
make
and
your
I
attack.
have a base of 35.
He gets 15 at 6th level.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 10, but my base speed is 35 because I'm a wood elf.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, you're 45. Damn.
Gonna reckless. He's not having a good day. He's gonna reckless.
Hit. Okay, how do you want to do this?
Just starts bashing it into the ground, bashing its head into the pavement with his good arm. Just over and over again until it's a pulp.
Yep. You all see Aaron come in out of nowhere and just bash this panther into a pulp, and you see the state of his arm now.
That's my turn. Just kind of sits there, breathing really hard.
All right, so Arnie, you
for
do
pain
anything?
and anger.
I mean, are we out of combat? Is there anything left?
You see flashes of purple lightning here. A lot of them
something's
now.
coming.
And about this time, you see your Holofiren run in, and he seems pretty ragged. He's breathing pretty hard, and there's a decent amount of blood on him. And he says, "Turns out they don't travel, they don't march. They summon their platoons. That's what that is." He points to the lightning and says,
fucking A.
"I recommend we get whatever's in here and leave."
Yeah, we got our bad friend. Let's get the fuck out.
No, we gotta. No. Someone. I start walking back over here.
All right, I'm gonna. And Holofiren says, "We probably have about 30 seconds, so."
Yeah. Shut up.
Question: is this a ladder?
It is a ladder.
What's this?
One of those, if you see the one with metal around it, that's a chest, crates, barrels,
He's
and then
smashing them
lumber,
open in his rage.
logs, just food and supplies mostly.
Damn it. There's a ladder over here.
Don't care.
Might be where they're keeping him.
Then go scout it. I'm doing something else.
Fang climbs up the ladder. I'll see you guys next session.
And Soren, once you get there, you see the cages over here with various animals in them.
Oh, What do I see specifically?
I mean, you see various animals, basic, common woodland animals. But give me a perception or investigation. No, insight would be most appropriate. Give me an insight check if you want to look at these more closely too. It sort of.
Nope.
So you can't really tell if
Would he
anyone
get
seemed more
advantage
lucid
because
than
he's
others.
seen something like this before?
I don't think so. You can't tell them apart. You can't tell which one of them might be polymorphed and which are regular animals. There are 5 cages in total.
Oh, if it's polymorph, then if it just goes below like 1 health, it'll go back to normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll just like Eldritch blast the cage.
I'm gonna plump up healing potion
Okay.
and then
Tell me which cages you want to. I'm gonna number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting from the top left, there's 1, 2, and then the bottom row of 3, 4, 5. Tell me which ones you're gonna do in what order.
There's 5 total.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go from 1 to 5.
When you blast one, the cage promptly begins to warp and you blow it open with your force. And it's thankful for you do, because there's a puff of smoke and you see a halfling man tumble out of the cage.
No fucking way.
And you hear him call out and he says, Stop, don't shoot anymore. These are my friends. That one. And he points to number 4.
Okay, I'll pop him out too.
When you do, you see, dressed in things similar to Grubosh, a young elvish woman.
Oh, hey. Okay.
Anyone
else? Or
all animals.
All right, we need to get the fuck out of here.
He begins to gather up the cages, and you hear him call out something, and the two converse in some language. Unless you know
Druid.
Yeah, then
I do not know Druidic, but I'll let them know that Holofarn's here and we gotta go. Like now.
He nods, and he doesn't seem to have the time to distrust you, so he grabs the cages and begins to go. The flashes of lightning become louder. And what are the rest of you all doing?
Fang went up the ladder.
Gotcha. All right, everyone else?
Aaron's popping a healing potion, and he's just saying, fuck it. He's jumping down, and he's going to converse with the voice and grab this woman and get the hell out of there.
All right, you feel temperature drop. You begin to basically freeze, and the voice comes back. They don't say anything, but you just get the same sense you had before, that someone else is with you. But
so you want to make a deal? You got about 30 seconds to tell me what kind of deal this is before I leave my offers off the table.
Oh, if it's about that arm, I'm not sure how much I can do for you. There are ways, but you'll have to travel a bit.
Not the arm I'm worried about. What was the deal?
30 seconds, you say, and you get the sense that she's kind of being deliberately slow to maybe test you.
Yeah, I'm keeping rage up, and I'm keeping rage up and pumping a little bit of ki every now and again to break the ice off.
All right, and meanwhile, you say you're trying to get the girl, right?
Yep.
All right, you eventually manage to grab her and pull her out. Takes a lot of force and doesn't seem like you'd be able to do something you'd be able to do on a regular basis at this point. But you tried it for the first time, and it seems to work surprisingly well for you. And eventually you can get her to the edge. And the voice says, "Oh, it'd be a pity for you to have to leave. Why don't you stay and have a good conversation? Why the rush?"
Sorry, it seems like I have more reinforcements coming. And I only got one good arm right now.
Strike me this deal, then. That's, How about you harbor me for a bit? Just, we'll say, until the next dawn. Allow me to stay with you, and we'll be able to converse. I promise I'll leave after that. Go ahead. As
Oh,
far
nope.
as you can tell, there's no signs of lying. She says it pretty straightforward. She's not trying to come off as like, oh yeah, this is for your good necessarily. She's just saying straightforward. Give me until the next dawn to stay in your head, and we'll have a conversation.
Agreed.
Better get moving.
Yeah.
And the sense of
Thank you.
cold stays with you, but it's not as freezing anymore. It's not like teeth chattering cold. It's just you feel cold.
Fang, did you break this stuff open, or did you just go up the ladder?
I
He
broke all those open.
the-
It's just provisions, and then he went up the ladder.
Okay.
Yeah. The chest is full of gold, and upon closer inspection, it's full of gold, and underneath the real treasure lies rations. Seems like
So it's
someone had
just
an extra
pyrite and
store.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I grabbed the girl and start making my way towards the exit.
All right, everyone leaving then?
Fang is still up the ladder. Have I hit the top of the ladder yet?
Yeah, it's a Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater ladder. It'll take you 10 turns, but now you hit the top.
All right, what am I looking at?
Okay, hang on. Let me just. So the rest of you are heading out, right? This is not necessarily.
Oh fuck! Did I
initiative,
just
so-
look
kill
at-
me?
I look at Sword and go, "Do you have any? Can't you dispel that?
Dispel what?
The freaking portal.
No, I can't do that.
What do you mean you can't do that?
Holofarn just shrugs and says, I can, but I'm not going to take the time. Let's leave.
How is he? Why is he leaving that? How do you know which way to go?
Fang yelled it.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I
Wait, what do
yelled
you
the
yell?
lat. Oh, so I found the
And he,
exit.
and he points back to the entrance and says, I used most of my resources out there. Not sure if I could dispel it anymore, and they're still summoning. And about this time, there's a flash, and then flash, and then flash. There are 6 in total, and you see this.
Oh sweet Jesus, Mother of Mercy!
And there are more flashes around, as if more people are coming around.
I think Toki's throwing the bomb.
All right, you throwing a
Nice.
bomb on your way out, Toki?
Yes.
Did I just kill myself by going up this ladder?
All right, so you
No,
throw
'cause-
the bomb.
Hell, I'm sure all is going there, so I'm guessing we found the
Okay.
exit because he's saying nothing about it.
Oh nice. I thought that I was just looking for extra shit.
Two of them make the save. The rest are all burning. Everybody rushing up.
Yep.
Okay, you
Yeah, I
all
guess we
rush
have no
up.
choice.
Grubosh comes to the ladder. He shapes back into his regular form and follows you. The knights charge after you, but through the fire and flames, yes, I said it. It's hard to get through, and
What is
eventually
this
reach
ladder
the
made
top.
out of?
It's just simple, sturdy wood, probably some old oak.
So once everyone is up, I'm bashing this ladder so they can't
Oh.
climb.
We forgot
All
something, but it doesn't matter now.
What?
I th-
What did we forget?
It
Lightning?
doesn't matter now, but
Alright.
it's my wild surge.
Oh
Yeah.
right.
Whoops. I wonder what it was.
A beam of brilliant light lances from your chest in a 5-foot wide, 60-foot long line. Each creature in the line must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 2d8 radiant damage and be blinded until the next start your next turn. So good thing I wasn't near Darius. I'll come right back
You
down.
blinded him and Superman punched him. All right. So you all go up the ladder. Give me an athletics to bash it.
Really? I don't have to freaking just bash it with my sword?
It is a sturdy ladder, and swords do not cut through things that sturdy that easily.
It's fire though.
That's true, but it will
Punch
take a
it.
minute to burn.
Alright, so
Punch it.
athletics.
I'm kicking it.
You said athletics, right?
Yeah. You
I
just
get
gotta do the
advantage 'cause I'm
JoJo
still
gang
raging.
stomp on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna help him. I'm curb stomping while he's hitting it with the freaking.
Natural
Yeah,
20,
you
don't
need to
bother.
You destroy this ladder. There's only like one spoke left, and the rest falls and burns down there.
Fuck you guys. I was really hoping to grab one of those flaming purple swords, but I'm fine with that. How this
You
worked
all
out.
make it to the top, and instead of the cliff face that you expected to be met with, you're now very far up. A blizzard whips around you, and you can see where the entrance to the cave was. and it seems hundreds, probably thousands of feet away under you.
That math doesn't work.
It does not.
Real quick before we move on, I'm guessing those paladin guys are like right near the flaming ladder.
They've made their way over there by this point. Some of them have fanned out to check the rest of the cave.
Aaron shouts down, "You all, one of you tell me you teach me that purple trick. I'll be waiting." And just runs off.
You hear more celestial, and then it fades. And you realize now when you look down the ladder, it looks more like a reflection or a mirror.
We
And
teleported.
actually looking down there. Yeah. From what you can tell.
What is the point of getting all the way up here?
It's freaking cold. That's the point. Also, Lawrence, can you do something about my arm?
Oh, yeah. At this point, Aaron, the pain is beginning to come back. And you begin to feel as if you're about to lose consciousness.
Yeah, I'm going to pop a potion and like gesture the arm towards Lawrence.
Lawrence, give me a medicine check.
Do you have a healer's kit?
This is just to assess the damage.
2?
If it's Lawrence's potion, it'll be 4 plus 4.
Okay.
Yeah, Lawrence, you're pretty sure that this arm is not able to be saved.
Oh, fuck.
Time for amputation.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that this arm is not able to be saved, and that if you left it, it would only cause problems for Aaron's health later on.
Do you tell me that?
Yep. Straightforward.
Cool. I gently set the unconscious person down. Want to check her out? I'm gonna take my own freaking soul knife and cut the freaking thing clean off.
Motherfucker, you're gonna bleed out.
Then give me your sword.
That would be a horrible idea. I'll just tell you right now, the soul knife is probably a good idea.
Huh?
The flaming cauterizing weapon is not the best idea?
I mean, you could use that, but I doubt you want to use a sword to hack your own arm off.
No, I was hacking the arm off and said, give me your sword. I was going to put the stump to the flames.
I mean, pretty much as soon as you do, you begin to pass out, Aaron, so...
Yeah, how about we make sure he doesn't die from blood loss and make sure the vampire doesn't go crazy from seeing this so much blood?
Start raging. I'm not going out like that. I'm raging to keep conscious till this is over.
In that case, Lawrence, you realize that he just basically impulsively amputated himself, even if it was with a clean soul knife, and he probably has a matter of seconds.
Fuck.
Dumbass.
I have a matter of seconds. I've got 35 points of health, and I'm going to cauterize the wound.
You cut off your arm. You're bleeding out.
I cut the broken part off. It's already broken and bleeding.
Yeah, you cut an artery, dumbass.
It was already broken and bleeding.
The bone was broken. You're cutting
everything was broken.
So I grab his arm and take a plate of gunpowder and light it on fire and just slam it up against the stove.
Lawrence, are you going to try to interfere with this at all?
Yes.
Okay, please do, so I don't have to kill Aaron's character because of gangrene and infection.
Well, first off, death ward on the damn idiot.
Okay.
Congratulations, you're not guaranteed to die now.
Yet. Fuck. I have nothing. I actually have nothing.
How do you have nothing?
Do it like they do in the old days. Just pour the gunpowder in the wound and light it on fire.
What healing spells do you have, Lawrence?
No, I'm saying that I don't have range. Was it?
What, regenerate? I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
DM, I have a stupid idea I want to run by you to see if this is even possible in this fiction.
What is it?
Yeah, but I've been waiting for you to light your sword up so I can cauterize the wound, but you just refuse to do that.
Let your healer take care of it.
Can Phoenix tears heal wounds in this universe? Or feathers?
No, you can't get
Phoenix. Oh god, we left
down.
the Phoenix. Shit.
No, I have the
Get Phoenix down. You cannot get
Okay.
Phoenix down. No, I'm sorry.
What do you mean we can't get Phoenix down?
You're
No, I'm
gonna
not
beat
asking about
Phoenix
Phoenix.
dead.
I'm asking about its tears. Like that's a mythical thing in some mythology.
I'll have to
I don't
look
think it's gonna
into
cry
it.
for me.
I'll have to look into it in Forgotten Realms, and I'll see. Lawrence,
Will you heal the fucking wound? Jesus.
Yeah. Fuck,
I
where
got a
was-
lot of potions to heal him, and if we want to just stop him from bleeding,
Yeah.
we have a permanent fire
So-
source.
Lawrence, you see that Aaron's arm is essentially dead. You tell him this. You see him create what you can only describe as a psychic knife around the edge of his hand, and he lops off the dead lump. And it was already pouring blood pretty horribly, but the ensuing blood loss, you're pretty sure he has less than a minute. And then you immediately see multiple party members jump to give suggestions as to how to cauterize and otherwise treat the wound in ways that you're pretty sure would kill him even faster.
Like I still have a Radion.
All right, so that stops it. That helps mend some of the wounds, but it's still pretty horrible. You would have to
Can we just
hastily
keep
make a
feeding him
medicine
healing
check.
potions?
No,
Can I
healing
perform
potions are not going to
surgery
give you
right
too
now?
much blood back. What, like an emergency surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have to make medicine checks, but you imagine that's probably the best idea.
Can I assist? I know how to cut things.
It's more of stitching up than cutting.
I'm
I have
just to give you
silk.
advantage.
I'll say that.
He's my nurse assistant.
I'll
Yes.
say yeah, you can be nurse assistant.
I know how to handle sharp things.
But do you know how to handle a needle and thread?
Put on some clean
Uh,
gloves.
Maybe. There are some very delicate dishes.
Are you discussing this while Lawrence is about to perform emergency surgery on Aaron? Is this an
I
in-character
already
conversation?
started. I already started.
All right, roll me a medicine check then.
Guidance as well.
Damn.
Thank God. You lucky bastard.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly stressful, and the sheer just impulsiveness that you just saw made you pretty sure it was nigh impossible. But you do some of the best medical work you've ever performed, something that you're pretty sure would make even your father be a bit taken aback. And with powers both mundane and divine, you actually manage to stop the majority of the blood loss, and you get Aaron to a stable point. And Aaron, this is again excruciating, even through your rage.
Yeah,
And,
I'm taking damage. Oh yeah, I'm keeping that range up.
And you hear the voice in your head say, "Surely it would be easier to just rest, wouldn't it?"
No.
Are you making a save for blood frenzy, Darius?
Yeah.
There's literally
enough
a dead
blood on the
hand
ground.
full of blood you can just eat.
Is this the depth we're sinking to here?
Was it?
Darius,
What's going on?
Is
What's
this
up?
All right, so you made your save, right? 7. Okay. How does Darius react?
I don't actually know when the last time I had blood was.
I will say that because you should have been with your ship, that you would have been able to get blood up basically until you teleported, so you'll be fine. As far as blood frenzy, so you would have been able to feed earlier that day before. I guess earlier that morning or that last night, since it's right about past dawn now. It's probably 7 or 8 in the morning.
So even with that, he is struggling not to basically bite the rest of this dude's arm off.
Dude, just eat the freaking arm that's on the ground. Fucking vampire.
He's a vampire, not a ghoul.
It's still
Yeah,
gushing
There's
fresh
still
blood.
a lot of blood in that arm.
Yeah, there's still
You guys are
there's a
horrible,
bunch
you
of
know
blood
that.
in the snow. It's a slushy.
You guys are horrible.
Just
You just want
saying
Gary to throw his
the
humanity
way that
away.
he's describing your arm before you cut it off, dead. Vampires can't drink blood from dead things.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, you managed to more or less get Aaron to a stable state. And Halifarn and Grubosh, they both usher you onward with the people you rescued. And he says, "This way, I know past the mountains we can go back around and link up with the old man."
I pick the girl back up and just carry on. Like I didn't just fucking cut my own arm off.
Hell to the fuck no. Fang is carrying you and the girl on his shoulders because you are fucking going to pass out in 10 seconds.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
and you're like
You're gonna pass out.
You're gonna pass out.
Fang is exhausted and you're gonna die. You were about to die.
And Aaron, as you go to fade away, use up the last bit of rage that you have, and you stay along for a surprise, or stay conscious for a surprised amount of time. Finally begin to fade, and the last thing you hear is the voice in your head that says, "Sweet dreams, we'll talk again soon."
And I take all the explosive that I brought with me and rig the cave to explode.
All right, are you trying to drop it
That's
back through the
unnecessary.
portal, or are you trying to put it around the portal?
Whatever keeps them in the cave below and perhaps gets them chased by a fireball of immense proportions.
Okay, so dropping it through the portal. You do that, and you can see kind of ripples and reflections in the mirror image of the cave as the entire thing goes up in flames and smoke because you dropped firebombs down there.
Somebody grab the gauntlet.
Hey, paladins, eat a fucking dick.
Gauntlet's
this
turned
point,
to
Gauntlet-
dust after you used it.
Oh, did it? Boo.
It's like halfway, pretty much. Yeah, it's the rest of it's mangled metal.
It's off with your hand.
Yeah, still grab it so we know, so we can tell him that, hey, clearly it doesn't stand up that much. Needs to be stronger.
Is there even enough left that would make survive walking?
I mean, you can try to grab the mangled pieces of the gauntlet if you want. It doesn't seem like it's going to deteriorate anymore. But it's literally like 2 strips of metal that are crushed and curled.
Sure, I'll pick it up and put it in his shirt so he quits bitching.
All right.
I was unconscious,
then
so
you're usher along. Is there anything else you all want to do finally before we call it?
So what are we doing now? We gotta figure out what the
we're
fuck
following
happened
them
with
to go
that.
meet the old man who's most likely a dragon.
Oh yeah, ooh, dragon.
Yeah, at this point, they know that you're here. They know where you are, and you know that they have the capability. Those are the people that were probably tracking you, and they have the capability of summoning basically platoons. Holofarn fills you in on the way, and you look down whenever you get up the ladder at where the entrance was, and you see several corpses, smoke and ice, different elements lie around. It looks like Holofarn did some work with magic. He laid close to half a dozen out himself.
Damn.
He says, "From what I can tell, they're an entire legion, so we best follow this druid."
No. That's great.
In all fairness, Fang killed one in one hit.
He'd already been damaged, but
I blew up their druid.
yeah, you guys did a pretty good amount of damage considering you basically just fought an entire group of them, druids and bears alike.
Random animal fucks.
And you had your encounter with mage hunters, which none of you recognized.
All right. So I give Lawrence a bag of stones because I feel he's the most responsible. I fondle around Aaron's chest till I find those scraps of metal. I'll be back with this. And I take my own stone and I throw it at my feet and disappear.
All right.
What is this? Persephoni's lust dungeon? I forget the joke.
All right. So your two-way stone is or your not two-way stone, but your pair of stones, teleportation stone is now used up, Darius. But Lawrence has some that can be fashioned into later stones to communicate. I presume you're heading back to the wizard, right, where you were teleported from?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. In that
Basically,
case,
the stones are just beacons, and the wizard casts spells on them to make them
yeah,
teleportation.
that's more or less what I figured you wanted, but I just wanted to make sure
Can
because
he
the message wasn't.
can he
super
cast greater restoration?
He probably
Probably
could,
not.
but I'm already disappeared, and I didn't take you with me.
Oh,
Yeah, he couldn't. It was essentially pretty much Vellum experimenting with more single-use items. So if that had gone wrong, he probably would have ended up in the ethereal plane somewhere, but thankfully that didn't happen. Okay, so anything else, or are we good? It was kind of a long session, I know, but you guys managed to not get killed, so.
Yay. That wasn't too bad, actually. I got most hurt from Lawrence, so.
I know that paladin fucked my life up.
Yeah,
they have
you
some
did
mage
not
slayer.
do well.
They have a lot of anti. If you can't tell, the general theme with these guys is that they counter magic. So,
amen.
So they're
Max,
kind of
Aaron's gonna be
like
asleep while they're meeting a dragon. I don't like that DM.
don't worry, buddy. It's not exactly going to be a short trip.
so they're like the Templars from
Are
Dragon
we
Age.
going to the freaking
Yes,
Star Mountain?
yes, that is partially what I based them off of. They are sort of like the Templars from Dragon Age.
Oh, fuck them.
The Templars from Dragon Age? Oh, snap.
That is the most disappointing bullshit in any RPG I've ever dealt with, because there's no redeeming factor to the Templars.
No, I think there is.
No.
Don't worry.
There's some. It's just they're led by complete and utter fuck ups who are also assholes. So it seems like they have no redeeming qualities.
Well, that was crazy. All right, see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right, take care.